Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, we are 2 weeks away from the end of the fantasy season. We have been grinding it out 120 straight days. I think I've been on 119 out of 120 days. All the work on fantasy, the betting. It's sad, but I'm also excited because it's been a lot, but I'm glad you guys have all joined me for a majority of these. I know a couple of you guys don't miss a stream. So again, welcome to the Professional Fanatics live stream.
Welcome to the Professional Fanatics live stream. That's one way to kick it off.
My good buddy Hank Mardukas will be joining me very shortly. He's having some internet issues, or he's plowing his wife, or both. It's usually what I do. When I have internet issues, I just plow into my wife. I figure it's a great way to pass the time. So, couple news notes. Saquon Barkley popping up on the injury report with a stinger. I didn't identify when it happened, so he didn't really play the fourth quarter in that blowout game. Tank Bigsby had a lot of run, like 13 carries for 80 yards, something like that. But they're facing the Commanders, so there's a couple. This is kind of a loaded injury here because we don't know how serious it is, and I did a lot of research on stingers because I have Tank Bigsby in a lot of places. I only have Saquon in a couple leagues. Hold on. Hank is on here. They need to connect their mic cam. Anyways, so Tank Bigsby is a must-add player. So we need to figure this out. But I was doing some research on stingers, and it could be anywhere from hours to weeks. And the upside of rostering Tank Bigsby is the matchup's elite against the Commanders. And you mix that with the fact that they already clinched the division. So the Eagles have already clinched the division, essentially, as long as they don't lose out. So they need to lose out, and the Cowboys have to win out for them to not make the playoffs. And they play Washington twice. And I don't even think the Cowboys will win out. So mix those things together. Like, why wouldn't they be a little bit more patient with Saquon Barkley? And the other thing is, if Barkley plays, maybe we see a little bit more of Tank Bigsby in this game. Now, I'm not advocating for people picking up Tank Bigsby to play if Saquon plays. But it's worth the stash for now, because if there is no Saquon Barkley, I think they've shown their hand here and what they're going to do and how they're operating. And it really looks like it's going to be 65, 70% Saquon. Hank Mardukas in the hizzy.
Technical difficulty. Sorry about that.
It's okay, man.
Nothing, man.
I'm downloading so much fucking porn, Hank.
I'm on my work computer, and I had to do 3 resets. My AirPods are fucked. It's life. Life is fucked right now. So, but we're good. We're good. Everything's working.
It's life. J-Bob, what's going on, man? Heyo, we starting Burrow this week. I am starting him. I don't actually have him because I dropped him everywhere when he got hurt, and then I just didn't pick him up again. But my wife has him in 3 spots. I'm starting him. I feel like, especially if T. Higgins comes back. What do you think? I mean, it's Joe Burrow. He's not going to have this level of bad again. It's also the Dolphins. I feel like it's a good matchup. You with us, Hank?
Yeah, sorry. It's a little delayed. I'm just trying to get this shit done. I think I'm good. Talk. I think we're good.
So I'm talking. Yeah, I always talk.
Good.
We're talking about starting Joe Burrow against the Dolphins this week. He's maybe not a top 3 guy like we thought. He's top 5, top 6, definitely top 10.
Yeah. I think Burrow's a tough bench most of the time, unless he's always injury prone. But I feel like every time I got Burrow, I'm starting him. And in Miami's, I think McDaniels is on his way out. I think Miami's defense is meh. So I think Burrow's an easy start, honestly, especially in decent weather. So coming off a shitty week.
The tough decision is it's different. It's a different atmosphere than usual because some people picked up Joe Burrow that had a Drake May, that had, Josh Allen. So like Josh Allen, for instance, I would start Josh Allen, but he has the Browns. So like, I'm not in the business of benching Josh Allen. I'm just saying, like, this is not an ideal matchup for the against the Browns. How many points are they going to have to score? But like, I'm starting my studs. But if you have a guy like Drake May and it's a 6 for a passing touchdown league, do you go Joe Burrow? Like, that's the tough question for me. If T. Higgins plays, I think I'm going Joe Burrow. I think he came back for a reason, man. He's already back. What's he going to do? Fucking keep on pouting and crying?
Yeah, I think Allen's a tough start, even if it is Brown's defense, just because, again, Brown's offense isn't going to do shit. And once they get a lead, they're not going to be doing. I think they're just going to be running the ball 100 times with their split backs and just be done with it. I don't think Allen's really going to do much. I think he might go off in the first half, get you 15 points, and then probably not do shit in the second half. Drake May, again, playing Ravens defense. Ravens are fighting for their damn lives right now. So if they're not already out of the playoffs. So yeah, I think out of the three, and I don't know if that's the scenario, but I think Burrow is probably the best start just because he's trying to salvage whatever they have left. And like you mentioned, if Higgins is back, then kind of a no-brainer.
By the way, the Ravens are plus 125 to win that division. Steelers are minus 105. So, I mean, because essentially the Steelers, if the Steelers go 2-0, they win the next two games, they clinch the division essentially, but they play each other week 18. So J Bob's in the house. He says, go Birds. He loves the Birds. He's really happy about beating that high school team last week. Shout out to you, J Bob.
Go Birds, though.
Oh, go Birds.
All right, fine. Go Birds. Right?
Go Birds.
Get your hand off my knee.
Go Birds.
Your hand off my knee. Jason says, I'll start Phil over Hurts, J Bob, rest of season, brother. Jason's he's a Bucs fan. You're a Panthers fan. We got to get your take on the Panthers here. And you know what? You fucked Christ. Up. But hey, it's you have your destiny in your hands, man, and it's gonna be exciting. This is the old NFC South, right? Where it was a 500 team makes the playoffs, but historically, that 500 team
consider old because NFC South 13 years ago was 10 years ago was the best division in football. So consider old as in like what 20 years ago.
J Bob, concerned about the Gibbs bet versus the Steelers. The Steelers D is nice. No, the Steelers defense is terrible. They just looked okay because they played Tua. I mean, Devin Achane was running all over them in the first half. Gibbs line, what would you project Gibbs line to be? Rushing line, not rushing and receiving, rushing yards against the Steelers. Mind you, this game's at home. It's in Detroit.
Over, goddamn. I mean, I don't even know what the line is, but rushing in Detroit against
what do you think? What do you think Vegas set it at?
See, I'm all over only because I haven't looked at the lines. It could be anywhere from 67.5 to 85.5. It could be anywhere in between that. I'd probably go on the higher end. I'd probably go towards 77.5, something along the lines of mid to high 70s.
You're a smart man. It's at 72.5, right? I got it at 72.5. It's already up to 74. I think it's gonna. I bet this settles at 80. I mean, it's just one of those things.
And he's gonna go for 125.
It's every other week. I'm not even going on the every other week trend because that's kind of like gambler's fallacy. But it's you've seen Dan Campbell in the past when their backs against the wall, when they need a win, they say, sorry, David Montgomery, you come in and get some goal line snaps, but they go to Jahmyr Gibbs and they go to him early and often, and they just pound the rock with him because they have nothing to lose. They have to win out.
You got to feel bad for Monty sometimes because that guy could be a starter anywhere else besides Detroit, and he's so good
should
too.
Be. Hey, but you know what? This is in a way kind of extended his career a little bit because I think they're probably going to cut ties with him after this season. I think he might go somewhere and have a little renaissance. He'll be in a similar time share, but if he was somewhere else, look at Joe Mixon, look at some of these guys. They get their brains beaten in, and the way Montgomery runs, if he was getting 260 carries, he would maybe he wouldn't be out of the league, but he'd be slow. I feel like he's still really fresh. And he's
yes, I mean he hasn't had much of a he hasn't had many setbacks. I mean, even Chicago, he's just one of those backs that he runs hard. He's hard to take down, but he's a smart runner. I kind of like how I don't know, kind of like how Lockett is as a receiver. He tries not to take crazy hits and kind of watches out for himself, but he does it in a flashy way. I mean, I love Monty, but yeah, to the Titans, I can see it. Tony Pollard's garbage, so.
Yeah, that's and then Tyjae Spears he can't stay healthy. So I like Tyjae Spears, the playmaker, but he's not a 3-down back. He's not an early down back. Also, I forgot to play. Hank, by the way, give a shout out Hank Mardukas, second time on the show. The guy's a stud. He's wearing an awesome hat, Titleist hat. Look at that. Thinks he could beat me at golf.
Well, who's your best friend?
I have two. Hank Mardukas has been my closest friend since our first year at IBM. Best man at our wedding.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, talked to him 2-3 times a week on the phone for 30 years now. And then there's Robbie.
What's up? Hold. Robbie is your other best friend?
Correct. And Hank Mardukas.
Classics.
All right, I got to talk to you about a couple running backs here. Jason gave me a super. After this, we got to talk about just some guys that are worth stashing. This time, stashing is so much different because we're not looking ahead. It's do or die. If the schedule's bad, I don't care what the workload is. If they're not going to crack my lineup, screw it. Jason, playing fantasy Sunday, Hank Bake Show throwing for 4 tutties, 367 yards. Evans getting
good luck to you, brother. Good luck
against
to you. It's gonna
JC
be,
Horn. I don't know.
I mean, dude, JC got cooked by Olave at the end. I mean, he got Horn looks good until he gets a little cocky, and then he gets humbled pretty quickly. I love Horn. I mean, he's one of the top in the league, but he's got to settle down a little bit. Olave, that one touchdown Olave scored on him last week, he was in his face. He was talking all this shit, and Olave broke his ankles. So
he got a little Travion Diggs in him once in a while. You know what I mean? Which is fine. Like that's why I love Patrick Surtain, because Patrick Surtain gets interceptions without being aggressive. You know what I mean? Like that play against Watson, like that was an aggressive play, but he doesn't get out of position, and he's focused. And it's super easy when you're an elite shutdown corner. You don't get a lot of action, and you want to make that big play. When in reality, Champ Bailey, for instance, was the best of this, where he just they just never threw his way. And it was like, you win because guess what? You're shutting down literally half the field.
But you don't get a lot of times those guys don't get the recognition. And I feel like another one was like AJ Terrell, like 2 seasons ago or whatever, last season it was, where he was like top of the game. And everyone was talking about Sauce Gardner and how good Sauce is and all this. But it's like, there are a lot of guys that are low-key good, but you don't hear their name because no one throws. So they don't have 7 picks, 8 picks a year, but they're not giving up any completions. So it's just tough to be in that position.
The guys that get the attention are the guys that get the nickname. Revis Island, right? He was one of those guys that never got – he got the attention because he had a
hard hitters
name.
Hard hitters, too, that go out of their way to be dickheads and go for headshots and stuff like that, or they go crazy on the field, things like that. I mean, Revis was awesome, but unless you're getting – 10 picks a year, you're an Ndamukong Suh in the backfield, then, or in the as a safety or cornerback, then
they don't also last very long. Like it's not quite. It's like a kicker situation. You get 4 or 5 good years unless you're an all timer at being this quote unquote shutdown corner. That's why the Sauce Gardner trade just blew my mind.
R.I.P.
It's like, Josh Norman had what 3 of probably the
Joe Black. I was like, Josh Norman, R.I.P. We got him. Carolina got him in his good years, and then we're like, see ya, and he gone. So
way to go, Washington. Well, everyone goes to die at Washington for sure, but
wasn't he on the Bills too or something for a year? I think he was in Buffalo, maybe.
Yeah. I just remember him just like getting in more scrums than like getting picks or like shutting people down. So. All right, we're going to tell all you guys questions. I got to talk about this running back situation with Hank real quick. So we were talking about Tank Bigsby, and Saquon popped up in the injury report, and I was just laying out the reasons that Saquon wouldn't play this week. Pretty much they have the division locked up. As long as they don't go 0-3 and the Cowboys don't go 3-0, they win the division. They have Commanders twice. They have, I think it's Commanders. It's an easy schedule.
Bills.
Right. So they probably call the Bills game a loss. Doesn't matter. They have to go 1-1 against the Commanders, who have given up and have draft capital to play for. So we don't know it's a stinger. We don't know the extent of the injury, and stingers are really weird. Sometimes it's a 2-week injury. Sometimes it's like a 2-hour injury, but the fact that it came up today and it happened on Sunday, not a good sign. And my worry too, is if he does play in this game script, like, he might still get his in, 2.5 quarters and in 12 touches, but I don't expect the workload to be huge because they don't need it for one. And if he's banged up, so a little concern there with Saquon. And then Tank Bigsby, here's a couple other names. I want to get the ranking of who we think is most likely to start or get the most work, and then who is the best start if they are the starters. So we have Michael Carter, who is kind of different because Bam Knight's out for the year. They hate DeMarcado there. It's just a bad situation. Michael Carter also isn't very good, but he has the Falcons. Jaleel McLaughlin, so we don't quite know RJ Harvey's status, but he didn't come back into that game, but that was a really late ankle injury. But again, ankles can be tricky. They have the Jags at home. This one, Jawar Jordan is the dude that came in for Woody Marks. They have the Raiders, though. This is why I bring him in this list, because he had 100 yards rushing. First 100-yard rusher, I believe, all year for the Texans. And he has the Raiders at home. Like, that is a dream matchup of dream matchups, but we don't know if it's Dare Gumbawale, even though he's not really a 3-down back, like how that would shake out. That would be a risky play, but the matchup's awesome. And then Audric Estime is a real dart throw, but also he has the Jets. So if for some reason Neal, who also has an ankle injury, is out, so you have like these dark horse guys that have great matchups. You got a guy like Jaleel McLaughlin, who doesn't have much to compete with besides Tyler Bidet. And then Tank Bigsby and Michael Carter will be your heavy hitters. If Saquon's ruled out, would you play Tank Bigsby against Washington or Michael Carter against the Falcons? Full PPR.
I would probably play Michael Carter. I'm leaning a little bit. I think Carter's got more experience. I mean, Carter's got more experience as a starter. Tank in Jacksonville was he played a little bit more the year ETN sucked ass, which was last year, whatever that was, a year or two ago. Carter's got a little bit more I mean, I think it's tough because to your point, Saquon could very well go and play a half, and then they blow out the Washington, they bench him, and Tank only gets half the actual touches. I don't think Saquon will be out this game only because there's no reason to basically sit him to then lose to the Bills to then have to go to the final week and then start Saquon on the off chance he gets injured going into the playoffs. They're fucked. So I would
rather sit him week 18. I see what you're saying.
Bench him week 17, week 18. The last 2 weeks of the year, bench him, get your win and get out, and then just shut him down. So I would lean towards Michael Carter only because I don't foresee Saquon just sitting out the entire game and Tank just getting a ton of the workload.
Yeah, I'm just more thinking if he does sit, I'd rather play Tank Bigsby over Michael Carter. And here's my concern. I know full PPR definitely favors Michael Carter in the format, but DeMarcado is still there. And last game, he played 2 or 3 snaps. And I think they're so far removed from that stupid fumble at the goal line. Like, that is what it is. But I can't trust Jonathan Gannon and what he's done. We've been wrong every single week, essentially every week, on the backfield rotation since even when Benson had that game. Remember when Benson got hurt? He only got 55% of the snaps. So, like, we've been wrong all year. Even with James Conner, dude, it was like Benson was getting 40% of the snaps. So, like, we have not been able to predict this backfield at all. So it would not surprise me if it was a 50-50 with DeMarcado getting the early down work. And they also aren't running the ball. They're literally saying, hey, essentially, Brissett, you are Jameis Winston right now. And we have the weapons. We're just chucking the ball 50 times a game. Yeah. So Jaleel McLaughlin's also interesting just because Tyler Bidet is a pipsqueak. So it would be McLaughlin pretty much taking RJ Harvey's role. And the Jaguars are definitely a pass funnel, which is the worry. But McLaughlin's a decent pass catcher. So, like, these are just all guys to pay attention to. We don't know about any of these guys. Michael Carter is the only one we actually think we know about.
Is Devin Neal out for sure?
No, they have no, like, the practice reports were really weird today. Like, I didn't get anything.
Because
the only thing we got was Saquon Barkley.
He looked good last week. And I know it's against Carolina, but he had some runs where he was showing why he was this decent prospect coming out of Kansas. I mean, he looked pretty damn good. If he's healthy, I wouldn't touch Estime. I mean, Neal looked unbelievable, and he can clearly be their back while Kamara's out. So I wouldn't touch
I'm
Estime.
saying if Neal's out, like,
yeah, I get
Hall.
it.
It's Evan Hall and Estime. And Evan Hall went to Northwestern, I believe. He's just a kind of a really bad small version of Cam Scatterbo is the way I would describe him. Audric Estime looks really spry, man. That dude was had a really bad 40 out of Notre Dame. He was essentially like a slower Braylon Allen coming out of the draft. But, like, dude, Notre Dame, he's got the pedigree. He was a 5th round pick, I believe. And somehow it was weird. He was actually playing the receiving down snaps, and Evan Hall was playing the early down snaps. It was like reverse of what you think it would be. But, like, Estime had 3 receptions. That whole thing is just the Jets. The Jets have packed it on in, guys. They're packing it
That's
in.
That's one guy I will not let you live down. You were so high on Braylon Allen coming out of college. So you were
Braylon Allen's awesome. It's not his fault.
I know it's not his fault, but I know it's not his fault. I like him, but he hasn't done shit to make him this, like.
He was looking good this year. Hey, you know how old he is? Okay, so he's a second-year player. You know how old he is right now? You know how old he is? Answer the question.
22,
21,
23.
He's 21 right now. He was 19 when he was drafted. He's a monster of a man. I love him. I'll never not love him.
Draft him in every league, get Braylon in every single league, and he didn't do shit in fantasy the last 2 years.
No, and what pissed me off was when Breece Hall went down, they fucking brought in Isaiah Davis, was splitting snaps with him. So yeah, I know wild. It's also, I'll say this: Storey, my boy Storey, was higher on Braylon Allen than I was this year. I was kind of off him a little bit. But he was really on him, and he was looking good the first couple weeks. J Bob says, I don't appreciate Hank acting like my Birds losing to the Bills is a foregone conclusion.
I was echoing what Robert said just now.
Yeah, I said
he was the one saying mark it as a loss. I don't think that it's going to be a loss because the Bills look like absolute shit this year. So they'll be down by 14 points and they'll come back and win by 3 somehow or whatever the hell that they're going to do.
I think motivation, though. I think they're going to lose because I feel like they're going to beat Washington this game, and that's why they're going to lose to the Bills.
It's in Buffalo, isn't it?
I think it's in Buffalo, but
regardless,
I don't think win that game more. It's the Bills.
Unless Saquon doesn't play, then it's going to be a little bit tougher. Even though Saquon's been whatever this year, but
yeah, well,
I'm just echoing.
I owe a chug already, so yeah, he was just echoing, and I'll give him that. I'll give him that pass. We don't want everyone to hate you already, Hank. How could you hate that?
That's fine.
That fucking guy. That
There's a
guy.
lot.
Joe Blacko, can't wait for the rookie draft. True professional. Are you Joe, are you gonna be in our do you want to be in our dynasty league, Joe? Let me know. It's filling up fast. So we're gonna do a rookie startup draft here pretty soon. As in, like once the NFL draft's over. So So if you defend the Eagles, you know ball. If you don't, then you don't know ball.
That's how it goes. How it always. Yeah, I get it.
I love it.
If I say your team is going to win, I'm awesome, right?
Unfortunately, you can't make everyone happy. That's the problem. You know, it's like being a parent. You can't. Wish I could. I want to.
Well, I've never been happy because I'm a Carolina fan, so it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's a love-hate kind of situation. One day I like going to parties, and the next I just don't like them.
2012 to 2016 was a fucking blast, but other than that.
Oh, I got a new segment to show you regarding Cam Newton. You're gonna love it. J-Bob Baker was an MVP candidate for the first 3 weeks of the season and has since fallen off a cliff. Don't talk to me about QB. It was actually the first 5 weeks of the season, maybe 6 weeks, because they were 5-1. So he got hurt too, and his receivers got hurt. It's not to be apologist for Baker Mayfield. I feel like Baker is not. I don't want to come overrated, but like MVP talk is overrated. But like,
he is falling off hard these past like 4 to 5.
He's playing bad.
He's playing god awful. And I love Baker. I love Darnold, and I love Baker. I feel like we did them dirty. I got no ill will towards either of them. I love to see them thriving, but like Baker looks like shit these past 4 weeks. And his attitude.
Not even just
if you see him, well, it's not even that. I'm just telling his demeanor and his attitude. You see him on the sidelines before, he was like chest bumping and fucking shoving and like giving that look like don't fuck with that. Like Oklahoma Baker, like back in the day where he was like, don't fuck with me, grabbing his dick. Now you look at him in the sideline and he's just like sitting there like this, like pouting like a fucking child, just like waiting to get off the field. Like something's going on.
Blacko, yeah, get in the Discord, head to the Patreon. As of now, the Dynasty is just for the Professional Fanatic tier. But if we don't fill it up, I will go down to the Pro tier. We're going to have a 10-team league, super flex, super fucking deep. My leagues are always deep, but Dynasty leagues, this fucker's going to have like 5 flexes, dude. You're going to have to know ball. And I know you know ball, Joe Blacko. Maybe you can draft Joe Flacco. Dynasty league,
official
man.
Ball knower, might one say.
Jefferson to the Bills. That would be – now that's the guy. That's the guy, Jefferson to the Bills. I was thinking Pickens, but like I think you might be able to sneak by and get Pickens on the cheap now. What do you think, Hank? Who's going to want to touch that, dude? If he continues this.
I don't think Pickens is going anywhere, honestly. I mean,
they're not
paying any running back. Javonte Williams' contract is dog shit. And I mean, well, I don't know what they're paying CD. I know Dak's contract is absolutely absurd, but who else are they paying on that team besides kind of Diggs and CD and Dak? I mean, and Jerry Jones got all the fucking money in the world. So I don't think Pickens goes anywhere.
The template of it's written right there in Cincinnati. The trying to pay a quarterback top dollar, which Dak makes, wide receiver 1 top dollar, which CD makes. That's Jamar Chase. That's Joe Burrow, and then T. Higgins that would be the same contract for George Pickens, dude. Like that's not a good.
Why the fuck they pay T. Higgins that much? But
I'm saying you wouldn't want to pay Pickens that much either, because how does that help your defense? How does that help your O line? And like, here's the problem. At least T. Higgins' issue is health, right? It's playing every game, not leaving games early. At least when he's playing, T. Higgins is engaged and good. George Pickens, you have question marks. Do you want to give that guy a bag of money? Like, I personally don't.
The dude's out of his fucking mind. Of course not.
So
he goes down,
but it's also Jerry Jones.
You get an 80-yard rush, and he's down the field punching a fucking cheerleader or some shit. Like he's out of his goddamn mind. But it's you can't deny he's extremely talented. But yeah, he's a hothead. He's a moron.
Oh, I love the Jason and J Bob. J Bob, get off your high horse. You played the Raiders. That's very true. It was a decisive victory. Hey, I will say this: 85 yards of offense. I don't care who you're playing. That's incredible shit. And like, is that more of a reflection of the Raiders or the Eagles or both? Because 85 yards, Kenny Pickett's bad. I didn't think he was. You know what's funny? Kenny Pickett looked great on the Eagles last year. He looked awesome. But that's also the Eagles, right? Everyone looks good in the Eagles. Except for Jalen Hurts. I'm just kidding, J-Bob. Woo! Woo!
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Dynasty will probably be $100. I'll probably keep it pretty cheap, J-Bob. We'll do a vote on whoever wants to get in. I don't know. I mean, I like to play for a lot more, but I'm fine with just more the bragging rights and shit talking rights and talk shit on the show with each other and
make people feel
watch
bad
Ray
about
draft a
themselves.
bunch of Ray will draft a bunch of idiots and it'll be awesome. Sorry, Ray, we love you. Let's see where are we at in the chat. Olave is a dog. Wide receiver 8 right now on the year. Wide receiver 8 in PPR on the year for Chris Olave, 7th round pick. What a steal, dude! What a steal. And Vele is out. Vele is week to week, they said. So they're probably not bringing him back.
Bro, he is a fucking unit. I didn't realize how big he's like what 6'4 or 6'5 or some shit. Like he can get up there. He's like McMillan, can jump out of the damn root. Like he can jump through the stadium. And he was where was he at last year? Is he in Denver last year?
He was what's funny about Vele is he was a rookie last year. He's 27 years old already. So he was a 26-year-old rookie. Well, like here's the comparison. I think why the Saints got him is I know it's different regime and all that shit. There's no Sean Payton. It's kind of like a Marcus Colston type player where he just like, obviously he went really late in the draft. That was, I think, more so because who wants to draft a 26-year-old wide receiver? That's like rescuing an 11-year-old dog. It's like, I'm going to rescue you and then you break my heart in 2 years. It's just not worth it.
Well, I would say the same thing about the Saints drafting a 25 or 26-year-old rookie quarterback, but he's beat us fucking twice this year. So I can't really talk shit about Tyler Shuck or whatever his name is.
That's also crazy. But at least, quarterbacks like have a longer shelf life, I suppose, is the way. Like, wide receiver. Now, you would never draft a 25-year-old running back. But do you remember who's the clown the Bears drafted that not started with a V, I think, the like punt returner, kick returner, wide receiver guy?
Velus Jones Jr.
Velus Jones. That was he was a 20. He was a wide receiver.
Be the next like Devin Hester.
Dude, he sucked.
They were saying he's going to be the next Devin Hester. This guy is like untouchable in returns, and he's fucking awful.
He definitely. I can promise you this. He had more fumbles than big returns. When I say big returns, I'm saying anything over 35 yards. He cost us more games and even gave us good field position. What a bum. Also, again, don't draft 25-year-old players because there's a reason they were in college for 7 years. Like if they can't hack it, and in the first 4 years of college, just stay away from him. Let's stay away from him. What's up, guys? Full PPR. Start Jacoby Myers versus Denver or Dowdle versus Tampa. So, Hank, have you flopped now back to Dowdle being the guy to own? Now, I know this matchup against Tampa might be better for Chuba in terms of he's playing the receiving down snaps, but Dowdle had, I think it was 62% of snaps.
I mean, Jacoby Myers has looked fucking unreal. Like since he went to Jacksonville, it's wild. Like what he's doing. I just don't like. I don't like this. I don't like the split back piece. Again, to your point, like Chuba's going to have like the workload. You just never know. And again, someone who follows Carolina this closely, it literally depends on what Canales, how he wakes up, and then if Dave Tepper's in his ear telling him what to fucking do, which is probably what's going to happen. So it's more like Chuba could go for 25 carries and Rico gets 5, or it could literally flip-flop depending on what they want to do that day. And it's going to be it's not going to make any sense. So I'm always iffy because Rico has a decent chance of getting you a touchdown if they get to the goal line, which Carolina rarely does get to the 5-yard line. They always are doing 20-yard touchdown passes, where Chuba's going to get a lot more kind of like dump-off passes. But I would start Jacoby. That's just me. I think Rico's always going to be a tough start until he does what he did in his first 2 starts.
It's kind of a pick or poison on this one, but I think at this one, when it's so close, my tiebreakers always go with the receiver in PPR. Just go with the guy that catches passes, and like his floor will be higher because, Rico could have a great day. And let's say he has 1 catch, but he has 18 carries for 78 yards. You literally just got 9.5 points, where all it takes Jacoby Myers is to have 5 for 50 to match that. Where, I think Rico's probably more likely for a touchdown, but
that weather in Denver is supposed to be beautiful too. Just a heads up, it's supposed to be 60 and sunny is what I just saw. So that could possibly help with the ball throwing as well. Always look at the weather nowadays.
Always. And I heard the weather outside is weather.
Everybody's learning how. Come on, the weather outside is weather.
Hey.
We got a question from JJ here. Had a buy, hoping London and Harrison return. If not, which two do you prefer? Coker at Tampa Bay, Shaheed versus Rams. Sucks you're not going to know about London or Harrison. And then Mooney versus Arizona. Definitely not Mooney. Mooney's out of there. Wicks,
Mooney's.
Watson is out. Or 80 Mitchell. 80 Mitchell's the answer. But let's break down the beginning part. London, real quick. The reports are positive, but again, coaches Raheem Morris is a moron. So like, I don't want to believe anything he says. Marvin Harrison's probably not coming back this year. Again, maybe it's hopium on my end because I have Michael Wilson everywhere, but heel injury, no positive reports. He was ruled out on Friday last week. An early rule out's never good with a heel injury like that. So I would say Harrison's definitely out this week. And if he's not back this week, why bring him back next week? London, I have more hope for. What do you think the odds are London comes back this week, week 16?
I don't think he will, just because, again, I just don't see the need for it. It's not like he's having a career season. He's having a good season. He's not going like unbelievably off. Atlanta has no shot of making the playoffs. Kirk clearly loves Kyle Pitts. I said Michael Pitts. Kyle Pitts, like, he targets him more than anything, and Bijan is doing Bijan shit. London with Penix was fucking awesome. But
yeah, he was not great with no,
Cousins. He doesn't get shit. I mean, Cousins literally looks for a dump off to Bijan for 20 yards, or he looks at Pitts 13 times a game, and then he overthrows Mooney, or Mooney just doesn't try. If
London plays, and you could promise me 60% of the snaps for London, I'm still starting him over all the guys we're talking about here. With the only one I would maybe consider is AD Mitchell. Now, I know Coker's been looking really good for your Panthers.
Well, Coker's on a high volume
getting 10
guy.
Targets.
Yeah, Coker's on a high
Mitchell's
volume.
Getting 10 targets a game.
Yeah, you're banking on Coker basically getting a 30-yard touchdown, which, again, I love Jalen Coker. I think he's an unbelievable undrafted free agent pickup, but he might get 2-3 targets a game, and most of them are deep shots for touchdowns. He's not, especially in a half PPR, no chance. Shaheed.
I do love the matchup, though. The Tampa Bay secondary is
I like it,
the
but
matchup.
he's not. But no matter what, I mean, even last week, McMillan got 2 targets, and then Coker got 2 targets. I mean, it's just it doesn't make any sense what the fuck they're doing right now. So I would never start Coker
if the guys are out. If London and Harrison are out, we need to pick 2 here. So Mitchell's in for sure because of the volume, and then is it Shaheed for the upside shot? But here's the problem: when you start Shaheed, if you get the news on Friday, London's playing, you already started Shaheed. Now you have to bench Mitchell. So that's the tricky part of that one. So we could go. Just wait, and then you got to pick between Wicks or Golden. But like, I don't want to fuck with the Green Bay receivers against the Bears. So I think you might have to go Coker, man. I know it's wild, but like your options are.
I would go Shaheed over Coker. Again, if you look at Coker's volume, look at his targets. He doesn't get any targets. He might have had one game this year over like 5 targets, maybe one game.
I guess maybe we'll know on Thursday whether London's playing or not, but let's say it's up in the air. Like, now you're throwing London out because I want to start AD Mitchell. And also, these are pretty tough names to be debating.
Hell's between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
JJ, I have a lot of really watered down teams because Drake London and Marvin Harrison teams. And like, so I do feel you. I just love playing that clip. Mark Twain, sup fellas? Parkinson at Seattle or Waller versus Cincinnati. So Cincinnati, the worst against in terms of starting tight end again is the best spot. But not last week it wasn't. But
Parkinson has looked fucking awesome. I don't know what's gotten into Colby, but I like
Adams.
Him, man. This whole Waller 2 touchdowns kind of a fluke. I think anyone is a hard start in Miami except for A-Chain and Waddle. I mean, it's brutal, but
I have a couple tough decisions. Let me ask you these. I have in full PPR, Juwan Johnson or Parkinson. And mind you, Vele is probably out. So that's why I'm kind of leading Juwan Johnson as like the number 2 in that passing offense.
Dude, it's New Orleans.
Parkinson has Seattle.
I know, but look at New Orleans quarterbacks.
They have the Jets, though. Like, that's such a tempting matchup, you know? And they have no running backs. Like, I don't know. Storey told me to go Juwan. I'm on the fence there because I'm starting Parkinson in like 3 or 4 leagues, I think, this week.
Hasn't Parkinson scored like 4 touchdowns in the past like 6 games or some shit?
5 and 5.
He's been going
5 and 5.
He's been going fucking off. Like it's everyone's doubling Puka and he's still somehow getting 100 yards a game. What happened to what's his face Whittington or some shit? Is he out? Is he even playing anymore?
No, Jordan Whittington is only a 1-to-1 replacement in terms of how he plays for Puka. He can't play outside.
Okay.
So like, but the problem is the 1 week we saw no Puka, Whittington, I started him in a bunch of leagues and he got like fucking 2 catches. So Whittington's not very good. Tutu Atwell is a gadget deep ball receiver. I guess the problem is Davis Allen. Yeah, Parkinson. The only problem is the Seattle matchup is tough. So it's like, and I'm actually playing Parkinson over Taylor Warren.
They have to focus on a 2-headed monster with Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. And then they have to focus on Devontae Adams and then Puka.
Devontae Adams is out.
Is he fully? Oh, he is out. Okay, so you still have
yeah,
Puka.
he's pretty much
Okay, so you still got to focus
that's a
on
good
Puka.
pick for Parkinson, though.
It is. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm Parkinson over Waller always. You can never trust Waller. I mean, I think that 2 touchdowns last week again meant nothing. I think it was just one of those kind of like how Pitts' game he went for 45, which also I lost that league in the semifinals, which is fucking absurd. And I had Pitts. Story for another time. I lost because I had Burrow who put up 3. I had my team. I'll put it in the chat. RIP. I went 9-4 or 9-5, whatever the fuck it was, and I lost by like 50. And I had Pitts because the guy that I played against had Trey McBride and ETN, who both went for like almost 40 apiece.
Combined. Yeah.
So I lost by 62, and he had
You lost by 62?
I lost by 62. He had Cortland Sutton for 24. He had McBride for 37. He had ETN for 33, and he had Jackson Dart for 23. And I had.
That's why you never overreact to these Thursday games, man. Things happen. That's a tale for those of us that go against those guys. Yeah, Pickens. Well, that was rough.
Pickens didn't do shit.
Burrow
got me 5. Jefferson got me 4. McConkey got me 4, and Diggs got me 5.
Yeah.
I dropped 108. Yeah.
So Kyle Pitts scored 45% of your fantasy points.
He scored half my points. Yeah.
JJ, if Harvey is him, if Harvey is in him or Hampton, half PPR, starting Henderson and CMC, I would probably go Hampton, bro.
I like
Hampton.
Hampton.
Has Dallas.
Hampton.
Dallas is dumb.
I always like Hampton because he gets a decent amount of little dish catches and shit too. Plus, if Harvey's coming off an injury, I mean, I know Hampton was injured, but he's back. What, last week was his first game back?
Right. Yeah. Good call.
I like him.
All right, we're gonna hit you guys with the intro, and then we'll be back. I got to do a little segment here with Hank. He's gonna love after the intro, and we'll be back answering all your questions. Thanks. So I told this to Ray yesterday. The other day, for some reason, like First Take came up on my YouTube feed, like a little 8-minute video, and I saw Cam Newton on the thumbnail, just looking all sorts of Lenny Kravitz wacky, like he always does. So I figured I have a great idea. First of all, that show's terrible. Stephen A. Smith just yells nonsense, and Cam Newton's legit dog shit. He's dog water. He is so bad.
He's insane. He's lost his mind. Like,
yeah, and he also just is a bad talker. It's all around bad, and his outfits are so distracting. So here's a segment, Hank. You're gonna love it.
A fur shrug with crocheted sleeves, a hat on a hat, a watch on your pinky toe, and nothing says "Look at me, I've been places" like 2 lit road flares hanging from your sunglasses.
So every day we're gonna go through a new outfit of Cam Newton's and kind of break it down and just just go with what he's thinking. So here you go. This is just the top half of the outfit. I'm very curious so we can guess what the bottom half is. Here we go. So Cam Newton he has these tall hats because he has the hair coming out, but like, dude, the librarian glasses, the little tassels hanging off of him. He's got, if you see, like a sweater, and then he's got like a bow tie. He's got like a bunch of shirts under him. He wears like 8 layers. And just the way he's looking, what do you think about this look?
Damn it, I'm fucking muted. I think I'm gonna have to go cop those glasses is the first thing, because those things are fire. That hat might be the worst thing. It looks like he literally took like a military hat from 1942 and then just put a fucking fox or whatever the hell that is on that. And
so bad.
He's wearing a quarter zip like it's like a high school fucking polo with a bow tie. Dude, I like the glasses. Everything else is awful.
The glasses are fine, but the tassels, and here's the funny thing is I looked it up. Cam Newton does not actually need glasses. Now, I know a lot of celebrities are doing this, but he does it with every outfit. He has accessories, and
he literally was like one of the new Call of Duty characters that you can just dress up like being a fucking asshole. And again, that's literally a military, like a trench hat. Yeah, a trench warfare hat. There you go, Jason. Literally, that's what it is.
It's so bad. Also, let's guess what's below this. So I'm gonna put my money on bell bottoms. I think he's wearing bell bottoms with like cowboy boots. Something weird. Or sandals and socks.
I was gonna guess like overalls, but then I noticed the bow tie, so that's not happening. I'm picturing like those old ass like jazz pants that have like the buckle up to your belly button, where like the buttons to the side kind of thing. He's going like old retro classy with it.
Or he's wearing like something that doesn't
shiny
fit
shoes.
at all. It's like a he's got like a cowboy belt buckle, even though it makes no sense.
All the
like,
Diddy parties.
Something
100%.
stupid.
Yeah.
World War I trench.
Yeah,
trench
dude.
suit.
Literally. He did it and
Trench
slapped the
warfare
fucking
hat.
fox on it and put glasses on.
Looks like someone's auntie. It's so funny. Jonathan, yeah, you're in the Dynasty League, so don't worry about that. I'm getting it all together. That's not going to be until like early May. And you're also, I think you're in the NFL fantasy playoff league. So I'm going to get all that together next week or two. I think we're finally full to do a 9-man league. All right. Moving on to questions. I love that segment.
What is he wearing? Oh, we don't know what he's wearing?
What?
Cam Newton's wardrobe. I thought you were going to like cut it, like you cut it off and then we have to like...
No, I don't know. That's why I'm saying it was a guess
Jesus
because I didn't have
Christ.
another picture of it. I know. I wish.
Now
dude,
I'm going to lose
wish.
fucking sleep over this shit.
I know.
You had the bottom
try
half.
to, we could try to find like when that picture was taken, what episode it was, but who knows? What a weird
detectives in the chat get after it.
Right? Yeah, we need some undercover work for you guys. Joe Blacko needs Devin Neal back. Devin Neal has actually looked pretty damn good, and the matchups are so tasty, bro. Jets and Titans. This is a tough one.
Yeah, Neal,
for the last 2 weeks, would you
Devin
guys
Neal
rather have
great.
Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, or Devin A-Chain? Let's call this full PPR.
It's so hard because of Phillip Rivers fucking things up. And every day I'd take Taylor, and it wouldn't even be a second guess. I still think Jonathan Taylor because the Dolphins are fucked. I would still probably lean Jonathan Taylor. He's coming off a slow week, and every time he's done that, he's just gone off. So I would say Taylor. I don't know. James Cook is. I'm just not a fan of James Cook. I know he's good. I just don't like him.
Well,
as
it's
much.
not just that. James Cook we talked about it. He has Philly next week, so like that's rough.
Yeah.
Like I
general, he's just one of those guys that I just don't like drafting. Now I'm not saying he's not good. He's great, but I just don't like him. So my bias is saying Jonathan Taylor.
In PPR, do we just go Devin A-Chain though because he's the scammer that just
yes, but that's the thing is it's Miami. They're already out. Colts are scrapping to try and get to that playoff spot, and they're going to use Taylor every chance to get because he's the best player on the team. And Phillip Rivers can't throw the ball more than 40 yards.
Dak or Joe Burrow full PPR. I want to just stick with Dak because he's.
I like
awesome,
Dak.
but...
I do like Dak. Again, I'm just basing everything off of who's attempting to make kind of like a playoff push, which Dallas probably not. But I mean, he's got almost 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, only 10 picks, and he's got 2-star receivers. I mean, I think Dak's an easy one against Washington. They have to win out.
No, they're not against Washington. They're against the Chargers at home. And here's the problem with the win out thing is that Philly plays on Saturday. So like they're going to know if Philly wins on Saturday, they're eliminated. Now, does that really matter? Maybe a little bit, but like, this whole George Pickens thing, if George Pickens decides to show up, that's a thing. Like that's going to change things for Dak. Cause right now you're essentially playing with, it's almost like I'd rather have Flournoy out there. Cause at least he attempts to try to run a route and like on running plays, he doesn't just like give away the fact it's a running play because he's lollygagging. So do we just go Joe Burrow? Like they're both tough. Like I think I have the answer. I think it's Joe Burrow. It's Joe Burrow if T. Higgins comes back. If T. Higgins is back, it's Joe Burrow. I think that moves the needle for me, man. And if T. Higgins is out, we go Dak. I think that's what we're gonna do. It's literally a flip a coin. And that's a really good one for the Discord. That's a good poll for the Discord. You get about 17 answers and you pick the highest one, but I don't know if this is a hot take. Bears make NFC Championship. They have definitely improved and definitely deserve to play playoff ball. They have the recipe, right? Good running game, opportunistic defense. They can play in cold weather. Caleb is improving. Now, they are beat up. So they're not like Packers level beat up, but their receiver core right now, Roma Dunze might not play again this year. Luther Burden's nursing an ankle injury. Cole Kmet's banged up too. So like you're missing 3 of your top 6 pass catchers. So I think that's a little hot takey, but I think they're They could miss the playoffs. It's crazy. They could be the 1 seed, the 2 seed, or the 8 seed.
You know who they're missing? Velus Jones Jr.
Yo, if only I had that guy fumbling fucking kickoffs.
That's the recipe, dude.
We live in Chicago. He's a Carolina fan. I'm a Bears fan, kind of, but Quinnen Williams. He's not like he's half as expensive as Parsons, so he's a defensive tackle. They don't pay that position very high.
Talk about a wild fucking weekend between Mahomes and Parsons, eh? That was nuts.
Devontae Adams, which isn't a season ender, but like big names going down.
Yeah.
See you later, Chiefs. We were.
I think we can all cheers to the Chiefs being out of the playoffs this early.
Yeah, I was talking yesterday how the 72 Dolphins always do that champagne cheers whenever the first team that's unbeaten loses. The rest of the world, besides Kansas City fans, did it's the same thing when they got eliminated from the playoffs. It's just been so long, and it's just refreshing. It's refreshing.
Oh yeah.
And what's a shame is that the Bills aren't at their best this year. The 1 year you have no Chiefs, and the Ravens might not make the playoffs. So these are the two teams that would have represented the AFC for two or three of those years had it not been the Chiefs. And now, looks like they might not have it. I mean, I still think the Bills have a good shot, but the Ravens have to play well, and they have a hard schedule just to make the playoffs. But if the Ravens get in, though, really,
they're as dangerous as anybody.
Houston is the most dangerous team. I think it's Houston, Denver, and the Patriots and the Bills.
If Baltimore makes it, they could do anything, though. I mean, because it's the same team. I mean, they've got their. I mean, you got Zay, you got Lamar, you got Derek. God knows what's going on with that defense, but if you also have to say they lost. How many games was Lamar out? 3 or 4?
4 games, yeah, 4 games, and then he wasn't healthy for 3 or 4 games.
So say they win 4 of those 7. I mean, their record they're already locked in the playoffs. So it's just the team, if they can somehow win 2 of the next 3 and scrap by just to get in. I mean, they got to beat the Steelers
scary. Week 18. Yeah, they got to go 1-1 in the next 2 games and then beat the Steelers week 18 and they're in. I still have half of my cards, my 25-1 Ravens Super Bowl cards that I placed week 5. I cashed out one of them, so I have half it. I had $400 in the Ravens win the Super Bowl at 25-1. And then when I saw Lamar just not being healthy, but hopefully, yes, Corn 1999. That is a Gary Gaetti jersey. One of my favorite all-time baseball players, the Rat Man. Awesome mustache. That guy had a huge nose. He could light a cigarette in the rain. All those things. He could actually probably light a cigar in the rain. How confident are we in Burrow rest of the season? Would you start him versus Miami or Brissett at home against Atlanta? Brissett's been so good. He's been a top 9 quarterback every week.
Yeah, he looks good this year. It's weird. It's so weird.
I'm still starting Joe Burrow. I'm a start your studs kind of guy. So
yeah, I'm a sucker for Burrow.
Velus Jones was the first of the shitty Tennessee wide receivers. That makes a lot of sense. It's been a bad run for those guys. Would you rather start Rico or Woody Marks? Well, Rico or Woody Marks in full PPR. Mind you, the Texans, 2 things with this. Ankle injury for Woody, and he leaves every game early. They said it was precautionary, but he missed the rest of the game. And they have the Raiders. So that's a nice, it's a negative and a positive right there. Rico has traditionally stingy Bucs defense, run defense, that hasn't looked that stingy the last 3 weeks against the run. They haven't looked that stingy against anything, Hank, at all. It's been rough.
Yeah,
I owe a beer chug, by the way, while you talk. Here you go.
Get after it. Again, everyone knows my thoughts on Rico. If it was, the first 3 games that are 3 games that Shuba was out, I mean, I've always liked Rico. I liked when he was in Dallas, but it's just so hard because we paid Shuba. Shuba's actually healthy. Rico, every game he limps off the field for a play, and it's was that serious? Okay, no, he's back. You don't fucking know what you're going to get with Rico Dowdle. He can go for 200 yards. He can go for 20 yards and get hurt. So again, I'm always iffy on starting Rico when you have a very healthy Shuba and they're fighting for their lives. But with only 3 games of them, 2 of them being against the Bucs, they're going to do everything that they possibly can to win. And it seems like Rico's going to get a little bit more touches. So again, I like Rico. If Woody's hurt and Rico's healthy, go with Rico.
Well, Woody is always kind of hurt. So I think Woody is the upside play because Woody has all the workload apparently. But who's more? I know Rico left the game early last week, but Rico is in a contract year.
Rico
let's say
is,
a year deal. But you saw how
and we're not going to keep
fast
him.
He came back in that game last week after the ankle injury. He was like, I'm not going to have what happened to Chuba happen to me. I'm getting right back in the game because he saw his season flash before his eyes. Also, I believe the guy has some incentives in his contract. So he's back out there, and he looked great. He popped off that 14-yard touchdown run right after that injury. So I'm a big Rico guy. I think Rico's the floor play. I think Marks is the upside play, but you have to be worried with Marks, Wally, that there is a very good chance he leaves this game and misses a series, 2 series, maybe the rest of the game, because it's happened almost every week. He has limped to the sidelines and gone in the locker room.
Yeah.
So, and now he's more hurt. He's definitely more hurt now than he was the previous 5 weeks when that happened. So the guy is just not built for the workload. GT, start Judkins or Chase Brown. I think it's Chase Brown no matter what. Judkins has been awful. He's been bad. The team's been bad. Their offensive line's bad. The Bills are a good matchup, kind of, like not so much for game script, but in terms of their, rush defense is not great. But I'm going Chase Brown, especially if there's any kind of PPR here, GT. If it's full PPR, it's not even close. Chase Brown.
Yeah, I like Chase Brown. Plus, on the fact that with Burrow being back, he's going to get him closer to goal line plays. Browns, not so much. The Browns, not Chase Brown, not so much. I always like to think about like whoever's starting QB, how close can they get to the end zone, and who's going to run it in. I mean, Chase Brown's obviously the main back, so I think with the fact Burrow being back and healthy, and he's just going to continue to throw it, get them down to the 5, he's just going to dish to Chase Brown. So I think Brown's an easy play.
7 catches last week for Chase Brown.
Yeah.
So he in PPR, he can have these games with 12 carries, 40 yards, 7 catches for 30 yards, and he still gets you 14 points. Like that literally takes Judkins 70 yards and a touchdown to get that, because he is not involved in the passing game, even without Dylan Sampson. Now, we don't know about Dylan Sampson, so if Dylan Sampson comes back, it's definitely Chase Brown. But I'm going Chase Brown. I do want to talk to Sampson.
I want to talk to Sampson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Hey, boys, start 1 in PPR. Hendo, Judkins, or Tracy. I mean, it has to be Hendo. He's just on fire. Oh, you're muted.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with this shit. I said you're not a Tyro Tracy guy.
I like him. Now Hendo, it's crazy. Last week, so he did get outsnapped by Stevenson. Stevenson outsnapped him again. And in the first half, it was even more. It was like 70-30 Henderson. Ended up being, I think, 56-45. So Hendo had more touches, but I'm saying snap share. It's just Mike Vrabel's love affair with Ramondre Stevenson. I don't know what it's going to take for Henderson to actually take over this backfield. And he never will fully take it over because Vrabel's a 2-back guy. And he likes Stevenson's fine. He actually looks good. He's definitely he's a bowling ball out there. The difference is Hendo's a home run hitter.
Brutal too, because I picked up Ramondre as like, that'd be my flex guy, because he always comes out. Like last year, he had a couple massive games, and I was kind of big on Stevenson this year. I was like, I didn't think Trayvon Henderson was going to do anything special. I still think he's fine, but he's not living to the hype yet. Obviously, he's a rookie, so I can't say that just yet. But yeah, Stevenson I thought was going to do more than he was doing this year, but Henderson also gets a lot of catches. So I think I'd go him, because again, Judkins has just gone downhill over the past like 5 weeks.
Hendo is living on these. He has 4 like 60+ yard rushing touchdowns. So like that's what he's living on. And a couple of them, he has earned a couple of them. A couple of them have just been like parting of the Red Sea. And yes, he's very fast. So like that helps. But he's fine. I think next year will be his year. He's still a must start over these guys we're talking about. I'm not going to go with a Giants player over Hendo and then Judkins and PPR. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Jay says, need 2 for standard scoring. Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Travion Henderson. So Derrick Henry is in there for sure in standard. And then
Chase Brown.
think I'm going to go. You think Chase Brown over? I'm going Travion. Let me just double check this matchup here. After a tough, they're at the Ravens. Oh, yeah. Give me Chase Brown. At the Dolphins. We just saw Gainwell just light them up, dude. Light them up. Thank you, JJ. Your show is awesome. You guys are the best. Almost as good as the counselor. He's annoying and dumb. You know what? I will say this. The guy's got over 103,000 subs, and I have 3,000. So he must be doing something right. I got to do more clickbaity and more rage stuff and draw people in with some bullshit. Maybe that's what I should do.
You need to chug more beers, what you need to do.
Well, I do that enough. Trust me. I need to just do dumb shorts that just calls the NFL like out for like rigging the games. That's what people want to hear, even though that's fucking bullshit. And maybe they do, maybe they don't. Who knows? I know one thing. That dude doesn't know if they do it because he doesn't even watch football. I think I'd rather have Woody Marks. Again, we got to see Woody Marks' injury designation and what they're going to do there, because it's one of these things where, do they really need Woody Marks to beat the Raiders? They don't even need their offense to beat. I think they could literally punt. They can do kneel downs. What do you think the score would be, Hank, if they just kneeled the ball down every time? So they got the ball, 3 kneel downs, punts, 3 kneel downs, punt. Like, what's the score? Do the Raiders win like 10-0? Like, how many points would there? Because they're going to have, essentially 46 minutes of time of possession. Or you think they'd have that many? Because you're getting 3 outs.
And Pickett's still starting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it like 10-0? Maybe? Are they scoring 10 points?
I don't know, man. I think Pickett was just getting his groove back. I think he drops a solid 14 bomb on these guys.
Yeah, solid.
Go real fucking crazy with it.
That's like the Swaggy P NBA player. He'd put up 34 shots and score like 19 points. So yeah, you scored 19, bro. You took 34 shots. Like, congrats. You scored 14 points, Kenny Pickett.
Consistent.
Do you guys talk about Lazard getting released? Well, no, we didn't. Where was Alan Lazard even at? Was in the Jets still?
I'm pretty sure
because they have Adonai Mitchell, baby. Adonai Mitchell's the truth. We love him.
I was kind of pissed that Carolina passed on him in the draft. I thought they actually go after him, but later on, because wasn't he? What pick was he? He was later in the draft, wasn't he?
Alan Lazard? Oh, no, Adonai Mitchell. No, Adonai Mitchell was a second-round pick. He was a first-round talent, but he fell to the second round.
Yeah,
you're glad you got out of that one. I love him, but he was always going to suck at the first destination because he's just a knucklehead. Should Cam have been brought back instead of Rivers? No, Cam Newton's shoulder's destroyed, his body's destroyed, and he's much more into fashion than he is football. You agree with that one? No, maybe instead of Rivers, because Rivers is a fat old man.
Dude, River, they asked him how much he weighed, and he goes, I have no idea. He goes, that's a great question. I don't know how much I weigh. Like, the dude.
Okay, Phillip Rivers is 6'4", I think, right? 6'3", 6'4". So he has to probably weigh what I weigh. He's probably 250. He's probably 250. He's very thick. He's a very thick individual, thick around the hips. So I don't know. I would rather have Rivers because Cam's a distraction. Phillip Rivers is going to come in there and be a locker room guy. He's going to run the offense. And it was the thing that no one talked about. He was literally running this offense with the high school he was coaching. So he knew the offense. Now, Cam Newton would change everything. And at that point, why not just bring back Anthony Richardson, who is a younger, faster, stronger version of Cam Newton? Cam Newton can't throw the ball anymore. We all watched that shit with the Patriots.
Yeah, he's got maybe 40 yards in him. Like, it's completely ripped up. So I don't know what they were thinking with Rivers. I've been hearing all sorts of shit about Anthony Richardson of like he's hurt, he's not, he's going. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with him. They're just cutting him, whatever. But I think there were a lot better options than Rivers. I think there was just the easy way out because he knew the playbook ish. Kind of, maybe it resonated with him a little bit.
That was the only thing.
It wasn't that much of a stretch to kind of learn some of the new stuff, but I mean, where's Gardner Minshew at? Bring that dude back. Where's there's like I said, DeVito. Bring DeVito out there. I mean, there's a lot of younger guys that could probably have done more. But
it's Hank's gotta get out of here in a couple minutes. We'll do a couple more questions, but I think it goes back to the NFL problem of just there's not enough good quarterbacks. There's not enough decent quarterbacks to fill every team. Like, we have teams that don't even have good starters. Like, we need a good backup on every team because the NFL is not in a good place when you have guys like, I mean, Tommy DeVito should have been playing instead of Phillip Rivers, but like
100,
still not good.
I said that a few weeks ago.
Cook's
like Tommy DeVito's an easy
Cook's
call.
playing right now.
Dude, he's so bad.
There's just a lot of bad guys. And like, yes, I guess at least in this case, like he's a rookie, but like now we're bringing back old veterans and like Joe Flacco. I get it. Like these guys are Hall of Famers, but there's zero upside. Like, what are you winning, especially if your starter's out for the year? Like, you're not accomplishing anything by bringing Phillip Rivers because if you think you're winning the Super Bowl with Phillip Rivers at 44 years old, because he couldn't win when he was 20. Like, nothing against Phillip Rivers. It wasn't his fault. I'm just saying, like, he's going to be way worse right now. He cannot move. He cannot throw the ball downfield. You're so limited in offense with him.
They should have signed for they should have grabbed Trubisky and brought his bitch ass over there.
Well, Trubisky's a backup. He's a backup for.
I know, but he's not going to do
Allen.
anything. I know, but he's not.
I actually like Trubisky. I think he would be fine if Josh Allen got hurt.
Yeah.
Just because he
had a
can
few
run the
flashy
offense.
plays last year. He came in a few times and played last year, but yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with Phillip Rivers. There's so many new young guys. Like again, I still think DeVito would have done better. I mean, just there's a couple guys you can just think of right away. I mean, shit, bring back Matt Corral.
Ooh, hey, that dude's he's already out of the league, right?
Yeah, he's in the whatever the fucking USFL or some shit.
Dude, I would bring him back. He was like a second or third round pick, right?
We got him in the third round, I think, or maybe it was 64th pick. I think might have been. Carolina picked him up, and then he came in for like
small.
2 games. Well, he came in for 2 games and like he got injured immediately, and then he came back, and then Kyle Allen was just like, I'm going to win 9 straight games for Carolina and never lose. And then they're like, fuck you, Matt Corral. And they got rid of him. And then Kyle lost like every game after that. They're like, all right, no, you suck too.
Where's Kyle Allen at?
Dude, I have no idea. He was in like Washington for a little bit because Ron Rivera just poaches all old Carolina players whenever he was there.
Dude, you know who else? You know who else they should have taken? PJ
Walker. Yeah, that's what I said.
It was Kyle Allen. PJ Walker.
So PJ Walker was in front of Darnold and Baker for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then PJ Walker made insane throws, and then they're like, all right, you also suck. So
dude, but I've seen PJ Walker actually have some moments. Like,
oh yeah,
I
that
think
one throw to DJ Moore
better than
he made one of the best throws I've ever seen. That throw to DJ Moore on the run. It was like a 65-yard bomb over the shoulder for a touchdown. And then DJ Moore took his helmet off, chucked it, and then we missed the field goal and lost. But anyways, we didn't win that game. But people don't forget.
That was the one boneheaded play that DJ Moore had. But I'll say this.
Yeah.
He's better. I would rather have him if he were the Colts than Old Man Rivers. I know knowing the offense, but I'm saying he adds an element, like it's a Tyrod Taylor-esque thing where he can actually be a dual threat. He has a big arm, and just I don't get it. I don't get it, but it's wild. All right, Hank. Thanks for coming on, my dude.
Of course.
Awesome.
I'll have a little bit more time in a week or two. Apologize for only about an hour, a little over an hour. So it's just life's getting to me over here. I got a million things I got to do.
All good, man. And
good to hop on and see everyone
next year. All right, we'll talk to you next week. And
cool.
I'm gonna be on Xbox too. I'm coming back. I'm making my return this week, baby. I know I've been saying it, but yeah, you'll believe it when you see it. I get it. I get it.
All right. See y'all.
See you, buddy. Later. All right, I'm gonna finish up the last couple of these questions. Maybe Ray might hop on. We'll see. I'm almost caught up to the questions, so see where we're at here. Remember the Bills just out on beating the Texans by a half of a Gabe Davis's foot. Yeah, Gabe Davis has a big foot. God, Gabe Davis, that was one of the worst draft picks we had in fantasy, dude. Was the year after it was right after the awesome AFC Championship game where he had that epic 3-touchdown game. He's going like the late third, early 4th round. Grody, bro. What's going on, Artwork? Tet, Gibbs, Harvey, and Hunter Henry fucked me in the playoffs. Yeah, Tet 2 catches, Gibbs 8 points, Harvey did nothing, Hunter Henry had 1 catch. That's not a bad lineup, bro. I mean, it just sucks. It just sucks. Run with Strange or pick up Schultz. Apparently, people are all about Strange this week because Denver is really, really vulnerable to tight ends due to their outside corners. But I'm going Schultz against the Raiders, man. Especially with a banged-up running back room there. Give me Dalton Schultz. Faded, bets for the weekend. I put them in the Discord, Faded. Are you in there? I released them in the Discord. Gardner Minshew is now playing for Mahomes. And yeah, we know that. I think he was just more saying like why just bringing up Gardner Minshew because Gardner Minshew is the awesome backup. He should just be a free agent. And an injury happens like this. Here you go. Although they need him in KC right now. Kaepernick is top 10 today. No, I would rather have Kaepernick if he's in shape than Phillip Rivers on this team because Kaepernick's probably 10 years younger, maybe 8 years younger. Trone Force, I currently have Dart and Love. Dart plays the Vikings tough defense, and Love has the Bears minus Watson. Would you drop Love for Bo Nix on waivers? Yeah, I would do that. Bo Nix is balling right now. They did, Joe. They went all in, buddy. They went all in on Sauce Gardner this year in general, and that's just bad. I hated it when they did it because I feel like they didn't put him over the hump, and they just lost 2 first-rounders and Adonai Mitchell. I know he was expendable for them, but he was still an asset, and you're seeing that now. Like, what a good trade for the Jets. Jets actually made a good move. All right, real quick, I'm going to shout out to all the Patreon members. Appreciate you guys. We have been on here 139 days in a row. pretty much. I think we missed 1 day. So 139 out of 140 days. Usually earlier in the year, I was on for 4 hours, 3 hours a night. Sometimes now I'm only on for 2 hours, maybe shorter tonight. Anyways, a lot of good perks, guys. You also get to support this channel, keep me on the air, keep me happy and fed. But you get access to the Discord community, community fantasy leagues, access to those. Guest appearances on the pod. We try to have at least one fan on a week. Free merchandise giveaways like this hat. Give these away once a month to a lucky fan. Also, you get access to these bets. You get to vote on show ideas as well. It's more of an off-season thing. Access to these bets, guys. I released them early on the Discord. You get my odds, 77 and 42. These are even odds bets. We have 4 years of this shit. We are just crushing. Here's Cam Newton's outfit, by the way. Hello, Cam. So yeah, we're just crushing these bets, guys. So that'll make your money back just in no time right there. Been dominating these for 4 years now. This is my best year yet. So hopefully we can continue and finish strong the last 3 weeks. And usually I do really well in the playoffs. I think that's, you don't have any worries about like snap share, guys getting a little bit of rest. Like they're going to run their studs and they don't pull guys either. So you don't have to worry about game scripts as much in terms of like a receiver's over under in yards. So love that one. I don't watch soccer, brother. Sorry, I don't. It's actually called football. Minshew has a lofty projected point total for week 16. Yeah, that's because the matchup against the Titans, Jay. That's probably why that is, the Titans matchup there. My opponents for the semis has Purdy, Kittle, CMC, and the Niners D. Live or die by Monday Night Football. Man, I don't like that, dude. Adam, I don't like that for him because if you saw what the strategy for the Colts is going to be, they know they're not going to be able to beat you down the field. They know they can't get in shootouts. So what they're doing is not only are they running a super conservative ball control offense, they are running the play clock down to like 2 on every play. So they're shortening the game, less snaps, less possessions for the other team. That's the one way they can win this game and any game for this matter. So yeah, I don't like he has too much there. Like there's not going to be enough touchdowns to go around for Purdy, Kittle, CMC. Yeah, I don't like that. And also the Niners D is bad in general. They scored 2 points against the Titans last week. And this is not a good matchup. The Colts might not score a lot of points, but they're not going to turn the ball over. They're not going to throw the ball a lot. They're not going to allow Phillip Rivers to get hit. They're getting the ball out of his hands way too quick. Top 5, have PPR set the lineup. Purdy, Nix, Sutton, Michael Wilson, and Buka. Well, Marv is out. So we're going to go Purdy. We're going to go Sutton, Wilson, Ibuka. Well, Sutton and Wilson, Bijan, A-Chain, and then ETN is going to be your flex. And then if it's half PPR, I'm probably going to go Waller over Warren, dude. I would pick up Parkinson. If you can pick up Parkinson, I'd go Parkinson over both those guys. A lot of clicking in the background on Hank. Must not have liked the previous. Yeah, he was doing something on his computer today. I love Hank. Give it up for Hank, though. He's a well-spoken individual, knows ball, too. So not hard on the eyes either. Chiefs, Bills, Saints, or Seahawks defense. Chiefs, they're all good matchups, man. That's so hard. Seahawks are the best defense, but probably the worst matchup of the bunch. Chiefs, I would probably not have in this conversation with the Saints have the best matchup against the Jets. Bills or Saints, honestly. Bills or Saints. I have RJ Harvey, and he is questionable for this weekend. Should I be worried? We haven't heard anything about him, Hetzer. It was a late ankle injury in that game. We'll know a lot more tomorrow. No news on Saquon, Adam. We talked about it. I talked about it for about 10 minutes to start the show. If you want to go back and hear my thoughts on that one, it could be anything from 2 days to a week or so. And like my thing is just to cliff notes it for you is they have Washington 2 of the next 3 weeks. They have to the division. So like essentially they're going to clinch the division. If the Cowboys lose one game or they win one game in the last 3 weeks, they win. And they don't need Saquon to win this game against Washington. I'm worried if he plays that it's not going to be a full workload. It's still going to be 14, 15 touches, but it won't be 18 or 20. I don't think they will. Try my best next year. Hell yeah, Hetzer, appreciate you, man. Ooh. I can't really handle the Pally. I can't handle the Pally. Hank. That is Hank, by the way, in the chat. His real name's Ben. Bennett Kale. That's professional. I can't handle the Pally, man. I gotta go. Can I just take like an ABR? Just spam and get some hit markers. Also, do I drop Kenneth Gainwell for Chuba Hubbard? Or I did drop Kenneth Gainwell for Chuba Hubbard a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's silly. Kenneth Gainwell's at a 50-50 split, maybe even the better end of that. Do I still play the Texans defense? Yeah, CK, they have the Raiders this week. That's the play of plays. That's like a guaranteed 14 points, brother. Panthers or Tampa? Panthers or Tampa this week? I am going to go with... Are you talking about defense or just who am I picking? I'm picking Tampa to win the game, but I don't feel really great about it. I really don't. All right, boys, answer a few more questions. This will be a short show. We're already caught up. It's a light night, but I will stick on as long as you guys keep pumping the questions. And Big Ray might join me for a minute or two. I feel rude having him come on and then getting off, but that's sometimes what we got to do. I got waivers at 2 a.m. I got a couple things to take care of before that. Still alive in 29 leagues. I'm still alive in 29 redraft leagues, fellas. Only out of 6 leagues. So a lot of stuff to go through. And I was going to play a clip for you guys. Here you go. Good old Bill Cosby. Rest in hell, dude. He's still alive, but, he will be hopefully dead soon. Tampa has more talent in offense. They definitely have more talent in offense, but they don't have a lot of, they're not very cohesive right now in offense. And Baker's not playing good. And yes, I prefer Baker over Bryce Young, but Bryce Young has some of these sleeper games, man. Just go back to them beating the Rams. That happened. Yeah, I'm still starting Bucky, faded. I don't feel great about it, but he's still a top 18 option. He played 64% of the snaps last week. The worry is if they're going to continue using Sean Tucker on the goal line, I don't know, man. It's Todd Bowles, the fucking moron. So again, here's the Todd Bowles. I have a Todd Bowles breaking news on Todd Bowles. Here you go.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
Got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
But now the question is, can speed...
Hold on. I got a little issue with my camera here. Here we go. Should be back. There we go. Why does that look like toilet bowls? Can we just call them toilet bowl? Toilet bowls? I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, but I'm still starting Bucky. Faded, you asked about the bets. Are you in the Discord, Faded? Let me know in the chat if you're in the Discord. Otherwise, I'd love to get you in there. All my bets I release early on there, so that's when you get the good odds. The prop bets, the lines change so much, man. From the time I bet them to the time I release the video. I'll talk about them Saturday night for Sunday plays, but I bet these on Tuesday and Wednesday. So the lines definitely change. Instead of 72, over 72, it'll go up to 80 usually. Patriots Nation here. No team is better than the past. We are back, and we ain't going nowhere. You definitely are back as a franchise. If this was like a dynasty situation or like going forward, yes, you are. Drake May is a G, man. Drake May is legit. This year, I think you're 1 year early just because now the AFC is wide open. I gotta give you that. I think if it's Bills, Patriots, especially if you guys don't win the division, you're going to have a rough time there. Carolina does allow a lot of points to running backs. That is very true. And Bucky's a good player, man. Baker or Lawrence? Man, I'm going Baker, even though Lawrence... Denver has not been as stingy against opposing quarterbacks as you would think. I go back to that Mariota game 2 or 3 weeks ago, Washington, when they went to overtime, and Mariota just lit them up. And then last week, Jordan Love played really well, even without some of his weapons. So I'm going Baker in a must-win game, essentially, and he got Mike Evans back. I'm going Baker. Would you drop the Jags defense for Broncos versus Jags? I want the Broncos defense over the Jags defense. Let's see. Vikings versus Giants, Titans versus Chiefs, Falcons versus Cardinals. No, I want the Jags defense over Vikings. Maybe Vikings. I would maybe go Vikings. I'm not going Titans. I'm not going Falcons. So it's either Vikings or Jags for me. If Mike Evans is getting end zone looks, then I'm a fucking happy camper. He will get end zone looks. 2 questions. Who do I play? Kenneth Walker or Monungai from Chicago? Also for tight end, who do I play? Warren or Kelsey? Whew, man. What's this scoring, Steven? So you got the Tiny Dancer or Monungai. He has been straight dog shit. But I'm going to go Kenneth Walker. Monungai, I know they're both in 50-50 splits. Give me Kenneth Walker if it's PPR. If it's standard or half PPR, I might go Monungai. Standard for sure. Monungai has better chance for a touchdown. And then I think I'm going to go Kelsey, man. Warren, I just can't trust. If it's PPR, maybe go Warren. I don't know. I think Kelsey might have 5 or 6 catches. Faded, go to professionalfanatics.com, man. Hop in there if you want access to the bets. Like I said, we're printing money over here. I mean, we have been for 4 years. So here you go. 77-42 on the season and even odds player prop bets. 2024 is my worst year, still 28-20. So always making a profit here, and you get access to the early release bets. Otherwise, you can wait until Saturday. But that's the odds are you're not going to want to take a lot of those bets because they're going to be 6 or 7 yards higher than what I get them at. Get in the Discord, and then you can get them right when I bet them. I think Jalen Warren owners got pissed off last night. Well, not only just that, it was the usage. So, yeah, it sucked that Jonnu Smith got that rushing touchdown. Not only a rushing touchdown, they lined him up in the backfield. It wasn't like an end around. He was lined up in the backfield, Hetzer. But it was the usage, man. Kenneth Gainwell. Now, is that in part due to, like, the illness that Jalen Warren had that was reported on Saturday? Or that was reported on Sunday, right? Sunday night or Monday morning? So that could have been it. Maybe he was obviously under the weather, but maybe he was sicker than what was let on. Jalen Warren ran fine when he was in the game, but I got to look at the snap share. I'm going to look at it right now, actually. I would guess it was like 60%. 60% Gainwell. Let's see here. We have it's 52% Gainwell, 45% Warren. Caleb Johnson got in there for 3% of the snaps. Wow. Dude, it's not the funny thing is, Hetzer, it's like both of them suck. Like now you're not even getting like the Charbonnet touchdowns. You're not getting any of that shit. It's just real fucking rough there. And they just throw the ball out. They're a deep shot team. It's a tough one. Rob, what 5 running backs next year would you avoid in the draft? What 5 would I avoid in the draft? I mean, it's all about price, and I can't really speak on that until I think Travion Henderson will be the one because he might go in the first round next year, and there ain't no fucking way I'm doing that one. Ain't doing that. What up, Ray?
Hello.
I texted you. I might only be on here for a few more minutes, but
that's fine.
We'll see what we got. We're already caught up to the chat, so we'll stick around for a little bit, answer some questions, and then talk some football. But how you doing, man? What's going on? What'd you eat? Hold on a second. We got to get to this. At least we're gonna get this out of it because this is awesome. Let's see what we got here. What do you got, man? What'd you make? What are you eating?
I didn't make shit. Just rip.
Is that a burrito? Oh, what is that? Oh, Chipotle. What is it? Is it chicken, steak and chicken?
So I always like to change up my orders. Always chicken. I love their chicken there. That's always the base. Because I'm that guy who's like, oh, I'll take whatever meat. Usually I'll just say chicken. And then when they move on, oh, what condiments you want? I'm like, I'm sorry. Can I get double meat? Whatever the hell Ray wants that day. Just to be greasy. Because if you tell them double meat, they just do a little half and half. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
Just because even if they do
double meat.
They at least do one full scoop for the regular. And then if they want to be an asshole and do a half a scoop for double, at least you're still getting 1.5 instead of just 1. But yeah. By the way, everybody, if you really don't want to get fucking raided by Chipotle, do never ever order your shit off the fucking the app. They'll just purposely fucking raid you.
Little tiny little scoops.
Well,
I don't
shit's
like
so
that.
expensive now, dude. It's like, get your fucking money's worth. That's why I just go inside for 5 minutes.
That's why, like, if I ever go to Subway, when I go to Subway, I get everything on my fucking sandwich. Like, even the things I don't even really care for that much. Like, everything besides, like, olives. I'm getting everything. I get extra. You know what I mean?
Black
like,
olives.
I
don't like green olives, dude. Green olives are fucking crazy, like sour.
I like any olives. Tastes like fucking.
I don't mind the black. Like, black are a bit tart, but, like, they're not as sour.
You're an equal opportunity olive employer. You get it? Bills look good in the AFC. If the Bills win this division, which they very well could, they're going to be dangerous. You don't want to face Josh Allen up in the snow. And I guess either way, it's going to be shitty conditions if it's Denver or the Patriots hosting that game, right?
Yeah.
That's a little throwback to road trip. The anally induced ejaculation.
Did you say 2 or 3? Did I say 2? Better make it 3.
Jason, he says playoff game Sunday, Bucks Panthers. Jason, what is your score prediction for the game, brother? So let's guess what Jason's score prediction is, and let's get as close as we can. I'm going to tell you my actual prediction.
Bucks are at home or they at Carolina? I can't remember.
I think they're at home in this one.
Guess so. They might have been at Carolina.
No, they're in Carolina. They're in Carolina right now. Currently, Tampa Bay is -3 on the road.
So,
I predict Jason's going to say 31-17.
No, come on. You already said the 20s. Just be nice. It's going to be one of those games, though. It's going to be like a 21-17 game or something like that. 24.
No, we're guessing what Jason's
I
going to
know. I already heard your answer. I would say he'll say something along the lines of 24-14. 28-14.
38-13.
There we go. There it is.
I don't hate it. You guys need to experience a Publix sub. So that's like the
I've heard they're pretty good,
Publix.
but Jason, it's also like there are so many what you don't seem to understand is we live in the Chicagoland area. There are literally unlimited amount of sub places that like are local family owned places that would just shit on Publix, but I've heard Publix is a very high end grocery store sandwich. When I say high end, take that for what you will, but I've heard they're pretty good.
We taking Titans to win this week against the Chiefs. Now, I'll preface it with this real quick, Ray. I could see one of two things happening. The Chiefs being a very proud franchise, right? A proud team. This team's, they're champions, right? They're all champions. Andy Reid, all this kind of stuff. I can see them coming out in, well, pretty much most of the players in the team have won a championship. But they have that championship pedigree. I could see them coming out and just playing for Patrick Mahomes and just coming out and just laying the wood down on the Titans. Or I could see them all just rolling over and saying, fuck this. Now, I'll tell you who's not going to roll over. Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is a gamer. So I'm not going to go as far as taking the Titans. Also, the Titans, I know they have their franchise quarterback in Cam Ward, but getting that top pick or a top 3 pick is very valuable because you could trade out of it. And you don't want to win this game if you're the Titans. You don't want to. So I'm definitely taking the Chiefs. Who would you take? And let's look at the spread here. Right now, we have Kansas City -3.5 in Nashville.
Yeah, they'll win. They should cover that. Gardner Minshew is at least one of the better backup quarterbacks in the NFL. So, and we've seen him throw over 300 yards multiple times, multiple touchdowns, many times. Like, he's more than capable of doing that shit. As a matter of fact, like, he's not as good as Jacoby Brissett, like in the vacuum, Rob. But at the same time, you know, that's why Jacoby Brissett's one of the best backup quarterbacks. And I really don't think Minshew's that far behind where, you know, the level.
No, and in a vacuum.
Yeah, well, Mom also said for you to stop sticking your dick in the vacuum cleaner.
Hello? Hello? I said don't disturb you. I'm cleaning my room.
Hey, Rob, what does that smell
Baker
like?
needs a big game.
What does that smell like?
My ass.
No, you're supposed to say manhood, and then you come back at me. Then you say, yeah, thanks for ruining the joke. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I haven't seen that movie in a while. I love that clip though.
You play the clip all the time, damn you.
I need Baker to play well. I have him. So are you worried about? So just real quick about the Minshew thing. I'm against Kelsey in like 9 leagues this week, man. It's a little freaky, and it could go both ways. And I have Rasheed Rice in a decent amount of spots. I
honestly think that like I've been feeling this because like in my high school league, I'm in the playoffs. The number one guy in our league, he's a Chiefs fan, mind you, but he's also been very good at fantasy. But like for this year, he had starting Mahomes, Rice, and Kelsey. And now that Mahomes is hurt, who knows? But what I'm getting at is that as much as I would really like to think that there'd be a drop-off from where Mahomes was at with those guys, there will be a drop-off because Minshew's not Mahomes. But it won't be as deep and far of a drop-off as people who are going against those players like myself will hope. I hope I'm wrong. But Minshew is more than capable of figuring things out and stretching the field. And so at least with those two, with Kelsey and Rice, if you have them, I wouldn't be freaking out as much as you, like an average fan would think. I'm definitely not like Rice has to be in your lineup because you have to start 3 or 4 receivers. Like you have to start him. He's fine. Where Kelsey, you have other options, right? When you have Parkinson, like you start Parkinson over, you stream Parkinson over Kelsey. Like that's I know I probably wouldn't either, but it's close. We don't know. Think like that's way closer. Michael, you think I can still start the Chiefs defense? So I stashed them in like 9 or 10 of my buys that I had, and my what I told Storey, we were talking about stashing the defense, and I was like, if the Chiefs win this week, I'm all about the Chiefs defense because they have something to play for. Now, not only they lose, they lost Mahomes. So it's like there's still a start. Like there's still definitely a top 12 option. They're against Titans. But I had them as a smash, like top 3, top 4 defense. So again, they could go one or two ways. This team could be fired up, right? You could have Chris Jones coming out and just going, taking the frustration out, you know? And I hope that's the case, but like we just don't know. So there's still a start. Yeah, they're just not a must start, right? There's better options. I would consider starting the Saints. So here's why I start the Saints over them, because the Saints have the Jets and they have the Titans week 17. So you're going to get 2 weeks out of the Saints. So I think the Saints, although probably a worse real-life defense, I like their matchup probably better because the Jets are just terrible. So, Ray, you start the Saints over the Chiefs this week? So, yes. And here's another, I'll add another thing to do what maybe you didn't necessarily talk about, but I really think that the Chiefs right now, with Mahomes being gone, and now they're officially like out of the playoffs, like no matter what, they have been playing so far and deep into the playoffs, into the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, pretty much since 17, right? Was it the first? Was that the last first? The 17 was the first start, or 16 for Mahomes in week 18, whatever it was, one of those years. Yeah. So ever since then, the following year, so like 18 and on, so 7 years now, they have just always been the NFC or AFC championship game, and all that, all their success. I think that it's not a guarantee. I just have a gut feeling that this team will just sort of falter out for a couple of reasons. I think the front office might just tell the team, like, guys, like, we're out. Just don't overexert yourself to get more injured. We're going to get a better pick. We'll get Mahomes back next year. Like we have, there's many. They haven't drafted outside the top, like inside the top 28 in the last fucking 8 years. Right. Michael, I want to pick up Bigsby. Do I drop Corum, Chuba, or Neal? Can you answer that? I got to take my dogs out real quick. Let them out. Bigsby. So I would say it's, if you really, really want, I would say I just want to pick up Bigsby. That's me. I'll keep the other guys. But if you really want Bigsby, I would say at that point then drop Neal. Just because I understand it's fucked up to say because he's starting, but I'm just thinking because in the long run we're in the playoffs, and those other two guys, if those two starters get hurt, they are a way better upside than Neal is. So it depends on if you need a starter for this week. So if you need, like, Bigsby could be the starter this week because Saquon's hurt. We don't know about Saquon. So
I'm not dropping Corum. That's off the table. So
Right.
Chuba is a guy I could consider dropping. It
Sure.
comes down to Chuba or Neal. So if you need a guy for this week, like if you need a guy to like play at flex and Neal
Neal's
plays,
better.
it's Neal.
Yeah, right.
But if you are looking for like, if you have a guy like DeAndre Swift and you kind of want to start him, but like you would maybe start Bigsby if he was a starter this week over DeAndre Swift and you wouldn't start Neal or Chuba, I would do that. But Bigsby is, we got to see the news, and we're not going to know it until tomorrow, which is after waivers, so it's tricky. Ooh, peanut butter pretzels, filled pretzels are very, very good. We like those.
So good, dude.
Jason says 2 Evans tutties. Kelsey or Schultz? I'm going to go Schultz because he's against the Raiders. John Raiders fan. You guys are giving up all sorts of points, man. And we just saw Dallas Goedert go off. Dallas Goedert should have had 3 touchdowns in that game. He dropped an easy,
that was a bad drop.
So I'm going Schultz, man. Give me Schultz. Also, you have the upside with all the running backs, or at least Woody Marks being hurt in Houston. So you don't have much of a running game to speak of. And they're going to throw the ball. CJ Stroud's on a roll right now, man. On a roll.
Oh, it was about to get greasy.
Yeah, Walmart's it's a fun place to people watch. Walmart and Las Vegas are my favorite. Jason, I'll trade any stuff
Creatures
in
of
the world I've
Walmart.
had.
If people don't know what that is, creaturesofwalmart.com. Have fun and thank me later.
Well, I'm gonna check that out. I'll trade any sub in the world I've had in my life for one of your guys' Italian beef dipped beefs. What do you think? Those that's what's up, right? You love the messy Italian beefs. He loves them. Absolutely loves them. Brendan, is it crazy to consider playing Purdy over Allen due to the matchups? I'm not doing it because I broke it down earlier. I don't mind Purdy to start, but his upside is not there because the Colts are slowing the game down. They're literally running the play clock down to 2 seconds before they snap the ball. They're running the ball, screen pass, ball control. I'm not doing Purdy over Allen. I know Allen has the Browns. I don't care. It's Josh Allen. He's the number 1 quarterback in fantasy. He got you here.
We're getting cute. Don't get cute right now.
It's very
this
cute.
is not the time to get cute. By the way, you didn't let me answer what I wanted to say because I was eating food, but dude, if everybody in here in this chat, if you've never had an Italian beef, not in the Chicagoland area, if you have a Portillo's now where you're from and never been there, go there and get an Italian beef, get it dipped. I personally like it with the cheese sauce over like Mott's, just because the Mott's doesn't get, melted enough. And then hot jardiniere. And I get a side of jus on the side as well.
Ooh.
What do you?
Yeah,
how do you like
drink
yours?
that shit. I like that too. And I will finish it. I will drink it. It's just,
I know. I do.
Good for you,
that's
but
why do you think I get the side? So every time it's mega fucking greasy, and then whatever's left.
Yeah, you suck it down, baby. Let's see. Minshew will light it up fantasy. Kelsey benefit. I mean, I hope so, man. I hope. No, I don't hope Kelsey benefits, but I love Gardner Minshew. Always have. What a dude Gardner Minshew is.
Yeah,
we love him
for real, man. He's always been like he's. It sucks because he's always. It's like baseball. Like when somebody's like, "Oh, they're Hall of Fame." No, they're all very good, or any major sport. He's a Hall of very borderline starter. Always like a 28 to 34. You know what I mean? Never just quite.
Yeah, he's fine. He should just be. He's a Jameis Winston at this point. Michael says, "Hey fellas, what's up?" I did not see the email that you sent me, Michael. So after the stream ends on this video, once it becomes live in like 30 minutes, drop your email. Remember, just don't put the whole email. Put your email and separate a space with whatever it is, Yahoo or Gmail, and then I will send it to you tonight, man. Meat Sweats is evolving right now. Yes, he is. What do y'all think about Martyr? I like it. I like him. I'm very hesitant to dive fully into this Arizona backfield that's lied to us and just been hard to predict. And DeMarcado came back last week, first game, didn't play many snaps. He was coming off an ankle injury. He's probably more healthy now. It would not surprise me if this was a 50-50 split and they're not running the ball enough to make a 50-50 split. I know the matchup's okay with Atlanta. He's fine. He's a top 30, top 24, top 20 guy maybe, but I just don't really see the upside because they don't run the ball. And Brissett's not really checking the ball down either. He's throwing downfield and throwing to Michael Wilson and Trey McBride.
I'll just say that if you're going to trust anybody, it's Michael Carter, because do we all seem to forget that Gannon just completely big Manning DeMarcado? Does everybody forget that?
No, that happened, but it's been so long. I feel like that could be water.
It's just
he's also an idiot. Jonathan Gannon's also an idiot, so I don't like. I'm not. What he should do is play Michael Carter, but like he's also a moron. I don't believe in anything he does.
Oh. Fucking Gannon. Yeah, he's a turd.
CMC, Puka, and James Cook. He's facing. Michael's facing. That's not ideal, but this time of year you're going to be facing 2 or 3 super studs because it's just you're facing the best of the best. Typically, Neal is hurt for a week. He's not ruled out though yet, so it's week to week. I would like to think he's probably out, but like we don't know. Now the guy there to own is probably Audric Estime, but now the matchup's amazing. So if you could pick the right guy and they can actually stick to one of the guys, Evan Hull and Estime, and they can choose, and you can choose the right one, and they actually choose one to give all the work to, yeah, it's probably Audric Estime is probably over Michael Carter, but it's a risky decision, not to mention you have Taysom Hill mixing in the fold. I think I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. But if it's a multi-week injury and you see Estime dominate touches, they have the Titans next week. So maybe that would be someone to look at for week 17. So roster him for sure. No, we don't have a lot of news on Neal. We just don't know. So it doesn't look great. So start Pollard. He has three rushing TDs in the last 2 weeks. He's playing well. He's also been awful the first 12 weeks of the season. When the first 6 weeks, everything was lined up perfectly, Ray. There was no Tajay Spears. He was playing 84% of the running back, all the snaps, 84% of the snaps. And he was like RB 30. It was insane. So now he's playing well. I don't know if I could trust it. I think he's definitely I would probably play Pollard over Michael Carter. Would you say that?
Oh yeah. That's what I was about to say. I was about to come in here and just talk about some other players that you could play over him. Pollard's definitely one of, I would play Pollard over Michael Carter. I would still probably be playing, dude, like, I guess where's the breaking level between Michael Carter and Breece Hall right now?
I'm playing Breece Hall because he has
no. I know that. I'm saying we're talking here and here. Where's that breaking level?
4 spots. I'd say they're 4 spots apart.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's gross. So what's up with the prostate exam gloves, Big Ray? Because he's eating greasy ass food.
Yeah. It's
so funny.
It's
the meat's too sweaty tonight. They are. Is it really sweaty? Is it greasy or
no?
Is it good?
This is a burrito. This is like the least of fucking greasy. It's just. I just get messy.
Caleb's gonna have more passing yards and love this week. I believe that big Kahuna Burger. I love your name, by the way. May I have some of that delicious Sprite? Ray would love a big Kahuna Burger. He would love that. Who wins Thursday, Seahawks or LA Rams? You know what? I'm going to go with the Seahawks, man. I know the Rams are favored on the road, which is kind of crazy. Seahawks have not played good ball. They literally take a last-second field goal to beat a 44-year-old quarterback in the Colts last week. So, and that was at home as well, which is insane. I'm taking the Seahawks. I think they have some revenge. And let's not forget, the first time these two teams played, Sam Darnold threw 4 picks. And what did they lose by, Ray? 3 points? 5 points? It was a one-possession game. 4 picks for Sam Darnold. So he'll play better than that. And you just saw that the secondary of the Rams got pretty exposed by Jared Goff last week. Pretty damn exposed. And it was by St. Brown. Now, who is a very I'm trying to think of a receiver, Ray, that's very similar to St. Brown. Oh, it's Jackson Smith and Jigba. Better than St. Brown this year. He's going to torch him.
So I'm just a bit interested that that you think that if you because you said it yourself. Sam Darnold got owned by the Rams last time they played. Have you taken a notice the numbers overall for Sam Darnold since that game?
Gone down
big time. Not even like a little. Like it's not like it's like, oh, it's just it's a noticeable dip. Like, and I'm not happy about it because I do have JSN in 2 of my 3 leagues I'm in the playoffs for. I need him to do well. And I know JSN did well again last week. But I don't care. Like, I need, honestly, in order for me to win any of the leagues with him in, I need JSN to be scoring 25 to 30 a week. And I know it's a big ask to be having, but that's just the fact. And with how Sam Darnold's been playing, honestly, I think the Rams are going to win. And I don't think it's going to be close the way that Sam Darnold's playing. And Sam Darnold needs to turn it around. And he's looking pretty lost right now. And I'm I'm not confident with the way he's playing. I don't want this. I want them to play well. I need them to play well. Because if they don't, I'll be out two out of my 3 playoffs. So,
Michael, I got its Gmail. So just send the actual tag on this stream, and I'll take a picture of it. Stroud over Dak. Stroud over Dak. Stroud's got a great matchup, and I'm still going Dak. Who just give me the top 5 quarterback this year. It's Bowers over Waller by a mile. I don't care how bad it is there. It's still Brock Bowers. If it's standard, maybe I go Waller because Bowers ain't getting in the end zone. But Bowers is still getting 8 or 9 targets, and I feel like they can't get any worse. Now, like I know we've said this, and it can get worse. We said that with JJ McCarthy. It can't get worse than 85 yards. It cannot get worse. I don't think I've ever seen 85 total yards in an NFL game from a team. That is crazy. I will say the Raiders have 2 of the worst offensive performances this year because there was also the game they played like week 6 against the Chiefs with Geno, and they lost. The Chiefs beat them like 31-0, and I think they ran like 29 total plays. That was pretty bad. This game they ran more plays, but they had lower yardage. Dak or Stafford? We're going Dak over Stafford just because there's no Devontae Adams and it's the Seahawks in Seattle.
This is honestly really tough because I would assume, Johnny, that the reason you're asking this is because you've had both of them. You, of course, have played Dak sometimes, but you got here because of Stafford. Stafford's an MVP candidate. He's a top 3 quarterback right now, fantasy-wise. Who's just to help me out here? Dak's playing who?
Huh?
Dak's playing Chargers, right? Monday night.
Yeah, Chargers. It's
Chargers.
It's in I think it's at Chargers.
At Chargers,
yeah. A problem.
Yeah. Honestly,
it's in the dome though. It's in the dome.
I know. I hate to say it. I'm just gonna stick with Stafford. I know it's a way harder matchup, but I'm gonna ride and die with who got me here. Because honestly, here's the thing. Here's a very realistic option. You play Stafford, and Stafford gets 20. Dak gets 18. Or you play Dak, and Dak gets you 15, and Stafford gets you 30. I would rather take the option. And it could be, Dak could obviously give you 30 as well. But honestly, with the way that Pickens is playing, I just don't trust him. And Ferguson. Ferguson's it's just basically CeeDee Lamb or nothing with the passing game right now. Which is still elite.
And the upside with Dak is that George Pickens shows up. The downside is he continues to do what he's doing and just hurts the team. Jay, I dropped Bigsby this week for New Orleans defense, who I played over Detroit, which won my matchup by 1. Damn straight, son. And then I can't believe, is this true? What's up? Shout out Jason, by the way, a professional fanatic. Love you, Jason. The guy's in the highest tier on the Patreon. He's given me a bunch of super chats. He's been a guest on the show 3 times. Can't wait to have you on for Tropic Thunder. That's gonna be awesome. Sam Darnold is like ordering 5 Guys, $20 for a bacon cheeseburger meal. Is it really worth it? Is it that much money at 5 Guys?
Oh yeah, dude. No, Rob, I'm telling you right now, you get a double cheeseburger with fries, with tax, it'll be 18, depending where you're at in the country, 17 to $20 easy.
What's the point?
You guys don't read the script, right?
I don't read the script. Script reads me.
What the hell does that even mean?
What you getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man!
That's the best part, by the way. That very last, what was it? Where you decided to end that? Where he starts breaking character. That is like the best because everybody talks about that movie. He doesn't break character, like sort of like a really shitty. When I say this, like a shitty version of Heath Ledger because it's a comedy. So it's like he just doesn't break character during the night. So sorry, but anyways.
I owe a chug and a shot. So RJ Harvey against the Jags or Michael Carter against the Falcons. No, you just keep on eating your food. You're good. This is my
Don't you tell me I live my life, woman.
Don't tell me I live my life,
devil woman.
I'm going RJ Harvey if he plays over Michael Carter, but you don't know about that
this
yet.
point. Yeah.
If you have Devin Neal, go pick up Estime because Neal might be out week 16. I just don't know if I can trust Estime. Christopher is the thing. Now, here's the upside of Estime is let's say it's a multi-week Devin Neal injury, and you see Estime get 17 of the 23 running back opportunities in week 16. It's a great matchup against the Jets. I understand the upside there. The downside is that you get a 50-50 split and you get Taysom Hill stealing goal line work. But the upside is we see him take over the backfield, look great. Week 17, he has the Titans. So, yes, definitely pick up Estime if you have Devin Neal. I'm not quite starting him over a guy like Michael Carter or, a guy like DeAndre Swift, a guy like Tony Pollard. I'm not going there yet. But I would week 17 if I saw it.
How about Blake Corum?
I might do it over Blake Corum, even though I love Blake
that's what I'm asking. I know, that's what I'm asking.
What would you do?
I would still start the starter. So whoever's the starter for New Orleans, which is
we don't know. It could be Evan Hall. It could be, we don't know. Like, we don't know if he would have more of a workload than Corum. We know Corum's gonna have 45% of the workload. Like, that's very.
I'm still going with if you have Neal and you need to play him, and I would pick up Estime and just play whoever's playing then. If if that means he's your a major flex option or you're running back too. Otherwise, if Blake Corum's available, I'd get Blake Corum over them. But again, here's the problem: is that Blake Corum could give you 5 carries for 20 yards compared to his 11 carries for what's he been doing? Like 80 yards and a touchdown. So
Raiders will Raider and win against the Giants and fuck themselves out of a top pick. That's going to be a badass game. That's a very important game for both teams. Stay away from Arizona running backs. Yeah, I mean, it's if you have to, you can start Michael Carter in PPR, but we don't know. We don't know. Michael, my team is May, Genty, Hampton, Neal, Monty, Manungai, Nico Abuka, Tet, Devontae. I want to start all 4 of those receivers for sure. I start Nico Abuka, Tet, and Devontae in my flex for sure, and then Trey McBride. Would you play Fanta Smith? I can't bench Devonta Smith against fucking Washington, though. I'm not benching Tet against the Bucks. I guess you could bench Abuka for Fannin. I might do that. Yeah, Gannon's on the spectrum for real.
I wouldn't do it. Abuka got me
back, 2 wide receivers. Right. Damn, he can only start 2 wide receivers there, so it's actually easy for me. It's going to be Nico for sure.
Right.
And then probably Tet.
Whoa. Well, you're
Devonta Smith.
Devonta Smith, man.
What do you think? And the 2 running backs is Genty and Hampton.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a little bit rolling back because I said Devonta Smith, but even if they lose that game, that doesn't matter for their livelihood. The Carolina Panthers need Tet to be playing at his best game of the entire year. This is for the for the division. Fuck it, I would just go with Tet. They need him to step up.
Yeah, I think I go with the upside there. That the Buccaneers secondary is so bad. Jacoby Brissett's going to be a pretty high price free agent as a stopgap quarterback. Maybe the Raiders take him on. God, I don't know. Maybe the Colts.
I think he's going to sit right there in Arizona.
Yeah, but they might draft somebody. Yeah, I could see that though.
Well, that's exactly. They'll draft somebody, have him, start for a year, and then teach him the rest of the way. And the guy gets hurt, and then he comes in, and seems like a nice little perfect little situation that if they were
Michael,
smart.
There's nobody on waivers to start over the guys you have currently. You could go with Tank Bigsby just for the upside in case Saquon misses, and you could start him as your RB2. That would be the only guy. I'm going Ladd against the Cowboys. Cowboys are terrible. I know Godwin played the most snaps of all the wide receivers there in Tampa. I get that, but like Abuka's there.
Are we in an opportunity channel here, and you're just literally contradicting yourself on that right now?
Ladd has the same opportunity that Godwin has, and you also have Quentin Johnson's hurt.
A guy who has a broken fucking hand. Clearly has made a big difference.
Dallas, bro.
Ooh, you admitted, and we all know has been
JJ McCarthy just lit them up. JJ McCarthy just lit them up.
9 lit them up, not JJ. Let's get right.
They've been So the Cowboys defense has been good against the run since Quentin Williams has been on that team, but they've been awful against the pass.
Kenny Clark.
I'm going Ladd. Ladd's also been so bad. There's no way that can continue. I feel like this is a big Ladd game. 6 for 70 and a touchdown.
Either way, I mean, you drafted Ladd high. I'm going. I don't have any Ladd or Godwin. If I had him, you drafted Ladd high. I'm going Ladd. Ride or die with your guys.
Lost by 3 points to my brother in the money league. I had Neil going out in the second quarter. He had Hurts. Didn't play the last 8 to 10 minutes because of blowout. Is this the same thing? No, because you got your points from Hurts and he earned his points. That's why he got out of the game. Neil got hurt. So, that's the thing is like people will talk about not starting a guy because of blowout potential. Typically, to become a blowout outside of 2 defensive touchdowns, the offensive player is going to be involved, right? Like they have to score 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. They're going to have their hands, especially the quarterback. He's going to have his hands. The only way it doesn't work is if you get 2 defensive touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. But the injured in the second quarter, that's not the same. I'm done with Ibuka. He will cost you your playoffs and likely he's still getting 8 targets, man. It should have been a lot bigger game. He should have had a touchdown last week. And then, again, the upside I want to say is that J.C. Horn is going to be locked on Mike Evans. And I still don't think Chris Godwin's all the way back from the injury. So Ibuka is still on the field a lot. Still a fine player. I've been really hard on him, but he's a wide receiver 3, bro. It depends on who you're talking about starting over him. JSN, well, his Vegas number right now, CK, is 90 yards. So it's JSN. He's had 1 bad game all year. Even the bad game against the Colts, Sam Darnold's bad game, he still had 113 yards receiving. So JSN's a must start. He's number 2, number 3 receiver for me this week. Travis or Waller. This is Travis Kelce unless it's standard. And everything but standard, and maybe even standard is still Travis Kelce.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but yeah, it's still Travis.
Yeah, I could go Devonta over Ibuka because, Devonta's due for a big week too, bro. Like, he has been struggling. I feel like they're going to try to get him going. You saw last week, they didn't need to throw the ball as much as they did. Not saying they throw the ball a lot, but that game was over in the first quarter. Like, when you play the Raiders, the game's over when you step foot on the field. So, Commanders are a little friskier.
Don't you say that. Name me the one team where that's not true.
The Bears.
It took until the block kick.
The Vikings defense have been playing a lot better. I know the Chargers defense is legit, but it's the Pickens thing. Like, literally, it's hard to move the ball when you have a receiver out there literally giving away plays. Like, he's giving up on plays. Not only that, he's giving away run plays. He is. You can tell when it's a run play. He's not running off the line.
Give up on plays when I told you on that fucking thing that I know you don't want to admit because of the betting thing, but it's like. Even it isn't. He totally gave up on that play. Whether he just didn't
that's not because of he's like it's not the betting thing. It's just he's a lazy fuck. He's just pouting. He's pouting.
Yeah. More importantly, that's definitely more true than what I'm saying. I'll give you that.
Pouting. He's a pouty bitch. That's all he is.
Big time.
Dak has the Chargers. The Chargers. I know the Chargers though. Do we all remember 3 weeks ago when they gave up 35 points to the Jaguars? Like, dude. It could I go with the Cowboys offense. They have a good offense. I go with Dak. I know their season's over, but Swan, I played Hunter Henry and had Schultz on the bench. That's rough. Hunter Henry seemed like a good start against the Bills. I know the Bills are really, really tough against tight ends, but Dalton Schultz just went nuclear. Again,
Hunter Henry has not been a good start in fantasy for like 2 months.
No, but he's still like a top 8 or 9 tight end of the season. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's a must.
Because he had like a 40-point game early in the season. Skews everything, just like Trey Tucker. And now, same shit with Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a top 3 scorer in every league now, overall as tight end. He hasn't been all year, though.
Ibuka, I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly. What is your projection for? I know, Jason, I know you're like, again, try to take your heart out of this. Is Ibuka going to have a big week? Because I know you think Mike Evans scoring 2 touchdowns. But real quick, we got to do a little Big Boo love.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka.
So honestly, I think that what I think is like, I know you didn't ask me, but yeah, I'll tell you anyways. Is that with Mike Evans being back, it's
this chug.
Anybody doesn't understand this, like. When Mike, because like Rob has said this so many times when I've been on the podcast,
I get my dog
multiple times outside of me being on, that the reason that Emeka Egbuka has been struggling is that because he's playing out of position. He's not an outside guy. He's more of a slot guy. And so when Mike Evans is back now, he's more of the X and Z receiver position compared to the slot. And that's where, Mika Bekbu is or has been succeeding over the year. And so with Evans back, especially with this upcoming game, like Rob said, with the cornerbacks that will be focusing on Evans, it should only help, especially with Begbu having his best. I think I looked. He had his I don't know in full PPR in our league, Rob and Balls Deep. He only had 10.4 points, but he still had his. It's bad to say, but it's I'm saying he had his third, not even his second best game in the last 7 weeks since his great streak. So he's trending up, and especially with the matchup and what you broke down as well, he should continue to be ascending up. There's not a time.
Michael, I wouldn't flex Fannin. I'm really high on Fannin for the tight end spot, but I'm not flexing him. Now, Bills are number 1 against tight ends this year, but that doesn't really apply to Fannin because he is their number 1 receiver. You know what I mean? He's lining up out wide in the slot. So I'm not that tight end number 1 against tight ends doesn't scare me. I know Hunter Henry got shut down last week, but I'm not too worried. It might cap his upside, but 14
Rob,
targets last week.
You sort of did just contradict yourself though. I wouldn't flex somebody who's their number 1 receiver as not even though he's a tight end, and because they line him up. So it's unless you have in my opinion, with the opportunity, because we're opportunity people here. I mean, unless you have a better option, because
Smith. I'm not starting him over Devonta Smith.
No, I wouldn't either. But who's to say that he has Devonta Smith as an option or somebody?
He does. We already went through those.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Don't
start.
No. Don't. Devonta Smith all day over that for sure, especially with the matchup. Sorry, I forgot that. Yeah, no, definitely not. Don't overthink it, Mike.
No, Nico Collins is gonna dominate, bro. Don't overthink this. This is the easiest matchup in the world. Nico Collins must start. Must start.
I hate to say it, Rob, and when I say this, I'm not trying to be cynical, but it's just the way of fantasy. I honestly think this will be one of these games. He'll get 25 to 30, if not higher, or he'll get.
He's been cooking.
I'm just saying, I think this is a 0 to 100 game.
The Raiders suck, and they have no running back. They can't run the ball.
It's just fantasy, dude. That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it, because I'm not saying if I had to bet money, I'll be betting money Nico Collins to get 80 yards easy. But I'm just saying,
it's the touchdowns. It's the touchdowns. That's the thing.
No,
how many opportunities you're gonna have? A fuckload.
Of course, but I'm just wouldn't be shocked.
3 end zone targets.
My point is everybody, the whole world expects him to blow it up. My point is just it's fantasy. You never fucking know. It's an easy way to say for anybody, but.
The only one we know about is Michael Wilson. We know that's happening, buddy. Would Ricky Williams be in the Hall of Fame if he was drafted by the Bears? I don't think so. It's maybe. The problem is he was always going to smoke weed and get suspended. And
no, because if he was drafted in 2000 and the Bears, no. He had a better option. She had a better opportunity without the Bears. No.
Need 2 running backs.
Cassies would have been rather easy.
Rico, Hampton, Harvey, Neal / Estime, JMO. JMO is for sure flex. So yes. I would probably go Rico, Hampton for sure, and then Harvey if he's healthy, and then it's so tough. Harvey and Rico are so tough. What do you got there? Hampton for sure, and then who do you got for the other 2?
I don't know about Hampton for sure, though. We're just assuming that they'll continue to up. It's just my only just
okay. Then we just go Rico and Harvey then, if Harvey plays, and just take another week on Hampton.
No, I'm sorry. I read it wrong. I just thought I said 2 flex. I apologize. So it's definitely JMO's the flex, and then no. Since you have to start these guys, I would definitely go Hampton is the one of them, and then I'd go with Hampton and Harvey if Harvey's healthy. Otherwise, it'd be Rico.
Yeah, you got decent options though. If there is no RJ Harvey, the answer is it's Devin, Neal, and Estime is a no. Even if Neal plays, he's coming off an injury. Do I pick up Corum and bench Hubbard? I'd pick up Corum, and you could drop somebody else and figure out your start sit after that. But who do you want to play, Hubbard or Corum?
Corum right now, man.
I'd want to play Hubbard in full PPR though.
Yes, that's
Standard is Corum. Half, it's really close in half.
I'd still go Corum as that half, but it'd be Hubbard for sure. PPR, full PPR.
Seahawks defense is good.
Dallas defense is good. I could have swore you just said something different about 2 seconds ago. I know we're talking about different ways that are defense.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ran you.
Bro, Ted has been bad lately. Yeah, he's been really bad, but he's still the number 1 there, and they're going to throw the ball. So,
but in hey, I mean, do you agree with me? This is a must-win game. And again, like when teams like because the Panthers are an ascending team overall because they were good at the end of last year, and I know they had some up and down this year, but they've proven to be more of a spunky, hard team to get by, and that has to do with Ted being able to spread, or stretch the field. And like you said, the Bucs secondary has been trash lately. They need him. Like if they don't use him right now, they're fucked. So I guess it depends. Do you trust a team that needs to use them to win and you need to win? Or do you have a better option? I'll go with Ted this week.
Montgomery or Chuba? I'm going Montgomery. Hopefully RJ is healthy for you. You can start him. I'm going Montgomery against the Steelers. I think this is at home. Detroit at home. Give me David Montgomery. I know it sucks, but like he's way more likely for a touchdown than Chuba. I know he's going to get a couple carries in the goal line. What do you got?
It's not a fun thing to talk about because it's been very clear that David Montgomery is completely taking a back seat to Gibbs this year, as he should. Mm-hmm. But at home, on the other hand, though, Montgomery is a whole nother person because they know that they dominate offense at home, so they can just completely try to run the ball and run time of possession. So I would go, God damn, dude, fuck Rob, because we're just,
I'm going David Montgomery. It's not. I'm going with a better team. I don't know Chuba's role. Like I know Montgomery's role, which is 40%. That's probably what Chuba's role is.
We also
anyway.
talked about the secondary of the fucking Bucs sucking, and we're talking about a good PPR catching running back. So that's why
we don't even know the scoring though. So if it's half PPR, it's Montgomery. Way, I'm going Montgomery. Yeah, I'm going to go with the better player in an angry Lions team, which never loses 2 games in a row. Taj, what's more likely? Knicks wins a ring this year. Purdy wins a ring. It's Knicks wins a ring. Just because the Niners are so beaten up, dude. And the NFC is tougher than the AFC. We're going to go Knicks. I mean, we're not fans of Knicks, right? Like, in terms of ready to win a Super Bowl?
No, but like you said, I personally think that Sean Payton's a better coach overall as a head coach, and he's won a Super Bowl. And Kyle Shanahan has been there multiple times and has literally choked his dick off multiple times. So, if they played each other, I would be putting my money on Sean Payton and the Broncos to win.
Michael, it's Schultz. Schultz, literally, he has the Raiders. Like, the Raiders should have gave up 3 touchdowns to Dallas Goedert. Schultz is balling right now. He's fucking balling. I know it's gross, but Waller doesn't play enough snaps for me. Waller, like, he played, I want to say he was at, like, 33% snaps in the first half, and then when they get blown out, they put him on the field. He plays red zone stuff, but, like, I'm not going to get cute with Darren Waller, who also got his knee a little banged up in that last possession. So I'm going to go Dalton Schultz. And Dalton Schultz is almost a must start, right?
Yeah. I mean,
it's just.
I would say when we say must start, we're talking like, 12 to 10. But yeah.
Who do you think? Well, what do you think of Caleb this week? I like him personally, but I know you're a big Caleb guy. But like I know the receiver core is banged up right now, Ray.
So yeah, well, if everybody doesn't know already, I mean, Rome Odunze is not playing. I mean, they're just, of course, being very coy, but it's week to week. They'll be lucky if he comes back, at least during the regular season. What's more important is Luther Burden and his health. He's ascending, and him and Caleb clearly have a pretty good repertoire that's growing right now. So when you have when Rome being Caleb's number 1 target being out, and having Luther Burden being out, along with Cole Kmet, that's just a lot of up and down availability for a guy that's trying to grow himself into his role. I guess what I'm getting at is that I think at this point I would be pretty confident in saying that Rome Odunze and Cole Kmet will be out this week. It'll come down to Luther Burden, the third, being available for the guys who are injured in the skill position area. But I mean, if we're talking fantasy-wise, which we are here, still would say that he still would be a top 12, if not a top 10 pick. But that would be, again, 12 to 10, 12 to 9, overall.
You have no Micah Parsons, which is a big boost for Caleb. And Caleb has not been running too much recently. He could run a lot in this game. This is a must-win game for the Bears. I am starting Caleb with confidence in their leagues I have him in. And you just saw Bo Nix torch that defense. I feel like Caleb is in the business of elevating his receivers right now, even if they're not the best option, because Zacchaeus is still fine. You still have options there. Colson Loveland, Swift out of the backfield.
Devin Duvernay's playing and getting some run.
Devin Duvernay, Michael, let's just say I ruled out Tet. Who do you sit with him? Pick one. Buka, Devonta Smith, Fannin. So I would start probably Devonta Smith first against that absolutely atrocious Washington secondary.
It sucks, but yeah, it'd be it's 2-1-3. So Smith, Ibuka,
2-1-3. Start one, Michael Wilson, Ibuka, or Marv. Marv's probably not playing this year again. I don't think he's playing again. It's Michael Wilson. I mean, I've been saying this for 4 weeks now, 5 weeks. Michael Wilson's the answer to every single question. Now it's like, do I start Michael Wilson? I would start Michael Wilson over Mike Evans. I would start Michael Wilson over
Justin Jefferson.
Dude,
boom.
George Pickens or Michael Wilson right now.
I'm gonna give it a guy who gives a shit. So it's Michael Wilson.
There you go.
But you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my
question. Sorry.
Said JJ.
Oh, Michael Wilson. Dude, Michael Wilson's like a top 10 receiver.
I understand what I'm saying. That's just like I want to throw up in my mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry, mouth, but I want to throw up in my mouth. Fucking saying
What's funny is this whole Michael Wilson stretch, you also have this epic Trey McBride stretch. So, like, it's not like he's the only show in town, right? Like, Trey McBride's actually outproducing him, or it's like 1A, 1B.
Honestly, I think I'm going to tell you right now, if Trey McBride was hurt, Michael Wilson would not be Michael Wilson right now. He's clearly a big factor. Yeah, correct. I mean, and McBride needs to be double teamed over Wilson, which is fuck to say, but because McBride's bigger, I mean, like just so damn athletic. It's crazy. I mean, look, Jacoby Brissett, McBride, and Michael Wilson. Nobody had that in their bingo this year. Their bingo card never.
What a
Final fours, dude. What the fuck are we talking about?
That's a crazy best ball thing because no one had Brissett. You know what I'm saying? But like if someone somehow take
who the fuck's best ball teams has those?
Nobody has Brissett. Maybe in a super flex. Dakota, what's the Niners win-loss rest of the season? At Colts, Bears, Seahawks. I say they go 2-1. I think they beat the Bears, they beat the Colts, and I think they lose to the Seahawks. Ray might say the Bears beat them.
Well, they'll beat the Colts. Colts are just their lost cause. I think honestly, I'll go the opposite. I think the Bears can beat them because here's the thing. When I say this, I'm more talking about the later two options of like what team for the Bears or Seahawks could lose or beat them. Because I honestly do think that at this point the 49ers should beat the Colts at home. Like they just should, unless JT just happens to have a fucking crazy game, which won't happen when the offense stretch the field. So yeah, I'll just say that I think the Bears. I'll say the Colts, they should be able to win 80% chance. The Bears winning it there, so them losing to the Bears, I'll say is 50-50. And then the Seahawks, I think them winning that game's 40-60. So it gradually gets worse as that schedule goes on.
Chase Brown, Javonte Williams, Evans, and Scary Terry, half PPR, one running back, one flex. I'm leaning Brown and Williams. As long as Williams' shoulder is good, Horn is good. We would say... yeah, Chase Brown and Williams in a half PPR. You want to go with the running backs there.
Well, I would do those. He's worried about Williams. Williams, there's been nothing as far. I mean, I have him in one of my playoff teams. Like, I haven't seen anything about him. Like, he's fine. Like now, of course, he takes one big hit on that shoulder, and he very well may be out. That's a whole other thing.
I'm going with the running backs and half PPR. I would go Evans if there was any other concern. So Evans is the other option. I love Scary Terry, but not this week against the Eagles. No worries, Michael. I get it, man. We need to win. We're trying to make you guys money, boys. Which defense this week? Vikings, Saints, Tampa, or Chiefs? It's Saints for me, dog. We're going with Saints.
Fucked up to say, but it's Saints. Yeah.
Let's see. Bills are number 2 against wide receivers too, though. Yeah, because the Bills are so bad against the run. But, dude, Fannin, I'm just telling you, 14 targets. So since I saw the breakdown, since Shedeur Sanders took over, it's been 4 games. He has 36 targets. So he's averaging, what is that, 9 targets a game? 9 targets a game he's averaging. You can't. That's amazing. That's awesome.
But hey, you know, Rob, that honestly, those are rookie numbers. I need them pumped up. I need more Joe Flacco to our Chase numbers.
Yeah,
you know,
give me 12.
I need 12. I need more like 15 to 20. I need those more.
Oh, hey, he's trending that way. He had 14 last week. Cheers, Jason. Thanks for all the supers, bro. We love you. We'll see you soon. He's waking up at 5:30. He's kind of like you. He just stays up late and just parties and then goes to work. I love that.
Oh, don't worry.
Tet is still the number 1 there. He's still playing every snap. It's just been rough. I didn't see it coming. I still like the film on Tet. He's dropped a couple passes, but Tet is still the red zone guy. He's still the first read on majority of these plays.
Rob, can you just tell me real quick, and explain to you, Michael, where was Tet drafted overall?
I don't know, 12th, top 15 for sure.
6.
Was it 9th? 6? Was it that high?
Yeah.
I thought that was Jensen's spot.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 8. I don't give a shit. It was definitely top 10. It was over the Bears pick. So.
Oh yeah. 8th pick. Yeah, 8th pick. Wow.
Okay, there. So
there you go. They're gonna feed the guy.
Why would the fuck? I'm just. That's what I'm saying, Michael. You're over again. We're getting cute and overthinking this shit. I get you watch the game and I see this. I understand. I really do. Coker is not Tet, and they literally not wasted. Tet's amazing. They invested. That's a better word. Invested 8th overall in the entire draft on the guy. Tet is the guy there. And they need to win. You think they're going to go to Coker over Tet? Now, unless the Bucs are smart and double or triple team Tet, Coker could very well blow up and have a great game.
I'm going to break it down to you like this. The Bucs have a super small, outside of Winfield, who's a safety, who's not a really good cover guy, really, really small secondary. Tet's a monster. I am probably going to be betting Tet McMillan's yards. That's my process. A guy that's been struggling 4 out of 5 weeks. Not even getting the targets either, which is weird. He's going to get him in this game. That's a smash spot for me. Now, it's going to be a smash spot because his yards are going to be set at like 53.5. But
again,
that's why it's a smash spot for me.
What I'm saying makes sense, right? It's just like they use a very high pick on the guy. This is a must-win game for the division. Why the fuck when they give him the ball? Unless, of course, like I said, they double or triple team him, making Coker wide open. But there's a reason that the one would be double or triple team and Coker's wide open. Coker's not the better player.
Right.
Not even
close. That's fine. He's fine. I would be starting him. I don't have him anywhere, but I'm starting Nico and Olave as my 2 wide receivers. Who would you start at flex? Devonta Smith, Gainwell, McLaurin, Jalen Warren, Corum. Now Gainwell, we got to see. Hopefully, we read some reports of why he played. So I saw the snap share. Gainwell was 52% of the snaps. It felt like it was more than that, but Gainwell was 52%. Jalen Warren was 45%. So I feel like I don't want to start a 50-50 back there. I know the matchup's nice against Detroit. I'm going Devonta Smith. I'm going to go with the wide receiver in PPR. This is make or break time. He's had a bunch of down weeks in a row. They're taking deep shots at Devonta Smith. Jalen Hurts is playing with more confidence. Bad secondary in Washington. Gainwell probably has a better floor than Smith. He's probably more likely to get 10 or 12. Devonta Smith's likely to get 20, if he pops.
I'll just leave it at this. I agree with Rob. Devonta Smith is having a career year right now, and you are where you are because he probably won you more games than not. And Gainwell didn't. You roll with Devonta Smith.
Yeah. Joe Blacko, I love this. My opponent just lost Mahomes, dropping a full load of fab on Minshew. Kirk would be his only quarterback in Superflex. That's what's up. That's fucking playing defense.
Do it, and you're gonna fucking lose for Kirk Cousins having a back-to-back game from last week.
Are we going Schultz or Travis? Are we going Schultz or Travis Kelce?
We had that question earlier. I mean, I said Travis, but I just said that because I believe in Schultz, or I do believe in Schultz. I believe in Minshew is what I meant. But the thing is, they're out of the playoffs. The Texans are a dark horse Super Bowl team, in my opinion. And CJ Stroud is playing a much better clip and a better proficiency. And Schultz is part of that. So at this point, just go Schultz because we know the production. We don't know what the Minshew production will be.
Good call. And, and just the mindset of the Chiefs offense, which is a question mark.
Correct.
Could go either way. Sven, Caleb, Burrow, Purdy, rank. I'm going to go Burrow, Purdy, Caleb.
Yep.
Although I like Caleb.
I might switch Purdy and Caleb. I think those two could be a 50-50, depending where your scoring is, but it's definitely Burrow over those two.
Connor, we got to wait and see what's going on with Woody Mark's injury, what the reports are. If it's going to be somewhat of a snap count, then I'm going Aaron Jones. If it's full go, I'm going to be hesitantly going Woody Marks because the injury concerns every game he leaves with an injury. But the smash spot matchup there against the Raiders is
do you by chance
it's a dream
remember,
matchup.
Do you remember his scoring if he's ever mentioned it before?
No, I don't think it matters though because the Woody Marks catches passes too. So I feel like Aaron Jones is probably better in a PPR than he would be in a half. Woody Marks is fine in all formats. It's just about health. I mean, Aaron Jones is fine. The Giants are bad, but like Aaron Jones is like not cracked 10 PPR points.
Can I offer you a real I think what might be the tipping point depending? Assume both play.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones is obviously very, very injury prone at New York Giants. Cold weather. I'm just saying that who knows? All it takes is one bad hit, something or another. Woody Marks will be at home against Vegas. If he plays, me personally, being a Bears fan, seeing Aaron Jones hurt a lot, and I'm in the playoffs right now, I would personally go Woody Marks. But
as long as the reports are fine, what percentage do we give T. Higgins playing this week? He shouldn't play. There's no reason he should play, but it's also the Bengals.
I was going to say,
brought back Joe Burrow.
Right, I was going to say, we'll really, put in the true defining factors here. I would say it's 50-50. Just because they're stupid.
I hope he does. I have him in like 6 leagues, bro. I need him to play. I need him to play in balls deep too.
Yeah, I need
my matchups are not looking great.
I need Devontae Adams to play, and he definitely won't. So, whoops.
He's definitely out. Need to decide between Brees or Mike Evans for my flex this week, full PPR. It should be Brees Hall. Evans. It really should be, but it can't be Brees Hall. It just can't. Too many
Mike Evans.
The matchup's nice, but Mike Evans, Matthew, I have the number 1 waiver, half PPR. I have Kincaid, but don't like the Cleveland matchup. Is Waller or Kobe Parkinson worth the number 1? Not Waller. Would you start Kobe Parkinson over Kincaid? Kincaid's only playing like 40% of the snaps. Like, it's just, I would probably do Parkinson over Kincaid.
Because when I dropped Dallas Goedert for Fannin in my 1 league, now I have Kincaid and Fannin. Because there's only 4 of us left. Goddard is a free agent. I'm putting in a waiver to drop Kincaid for Goddard. So, I know that this guy, I'm sure you don't have Dallas Goedert available. But if Devontae Adams is out, Parkinson might not be a bad option. I don't like it because I just don't think that he's all that talented, but opportunity's been there. Maybe not the highest opportunity, but when he's on the field, they use him. And especially if Devontae Adams will be out, this is for the division. They will need, opportunity and score points, and he's been doing it. So I would definitely
Buffalo defense. Is Buffalo's defense worth picking up and dropping Kansas City's defense, or he has Seattle's defense on the bench? See, I'm still starting Seattle's defense in a decent amount of weeks. Not all of them.
But I would drop Buffalo for KC. Just,
you would want Buffalo over KC, you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, against Shedeur Sanders. And I like all they're all good. Seattle's the best defense in the league.
3 of them.
Maybe second best defense behind Houston. The other ones have great matchups and are decent defenses.
Right.
So, man, that one's so tough, Matt. Part of me just wants to say, without Devontae Adams, roll your stud Seattle defense out there, and maybe they pick off. We saw Matt Stafford throw 2 picks against the fucking Carolina defense in the first quarter. And they have not been playing their best ball. It's still Seattle's defense, opportunistic Thursday night game. But I do like Buffalo's matchup, so I'd probably go Buffalo over Seattle at this point with KC. I don't know what they're playing for. I'd go Seattle over KC. So yes, pick up Buffalo. How long until Marvin Harrison comes back? He's probably not coming back, man. If he comes back this week, I'm not starting him. And I don't know. Why would they bring Marvin Harrison back? Heel injury, conducive to possible Achilles injuries on the road. You're sitting Marvin Harrison, right? We haven't heard any news about Marvin Harrison. No news is bad news for injured players.
More importantly, Logan, if he were to come back, literally, what'd you say tomorrow? Full practice, full go. He's coming back this week. And he hasn't played in what, Rob, now a month? At least?
No, he played 1 game, so he missed 2 games with the appendectomy, came back and got injured, and now he's missed another game. So he's missed 3 games.
Either way, my main point is that I wouldn't trust a guy coming back in the playoffs right now. So even if he comes back, are you really trusting him? I wouldn't. And because also this entire time he hasn't been playing, that means he has no repertoire with Jacoby Brissett, which every other receiver does. So and plus I'm with Rob. He's not coming back. I really don't. I don't think he is. They put a big high-end first-round pick on him, and they're not making the playoffs.
Where do I
franchise, why bring him back?
Jay, I go to Football Guys. Go to Football Guys is where I use my snap share. There's a bunch of different websites that do them. Big Ray nailed. I was thinking about Jones getting banged up at MetLife. I was thinking about Jones getting banged at MetLife. Hey-o. All right, a couple more questions, and we're out of here. Michael is just freaking out about this Tet thing. Here's all I'll tell you, Michael. Again, this is not an exact science. That we are weathermen, essentially. My track record speaks for itself in fantasy, Ray. You know this. Here's my process, man. Is I go a couple things. I go matchup. For one, Tet matchup, amazing. Tet's talent is awesome. And then opportunity, all awesome. Now, if it was as easy as just looking at past production, dictating future production, then we'd never have these start-sit questions, right? We just always go on, oh, this guy has more points per game. Let's start him. I go the opposite way almost. I don't just go on the better points per game. I go on the better player and the better opportunity, the better matchup, and Tet has all these things. Now, Devonta Smith has been really bad too, but I like Devonta Smith this week. Ibuka's been really good. All these guys have been bad is the point. These guys have all been underperforming.
Dude,
Devontae, Big Boo.
Rob, again, I mean, I'll say this again, Michael. They drafted him 8th overall. They are in a must-win game for the division. If you are the head coach of that team, with the production he's already put out, his talent, where you drafted him, it just logically makes sense. Oh, and I'm sorry, and on top of the Buccaneers secondary sucking, this is just making sense. It only makes sense to me that they'll get him the ball or try. Whether or not he catches or not,
they just allowed Kyle Pitts to have an all-time game. A big receiver, essentially, is what he is. And I watched that game, and how bad is the Buccaneers defense right now? Although it will be better, but I don't know. I'm just going with that one. That's like my actual. I'm pretty confident on that one. Logan doesn't have Marvin Harrison, but he has a guy he's going to be going up against the finals. That's going to have Marvin Harrison. And either way, Marvin Harrison will probably eat into Michael Wilson, which is your concern, is because you're going to have it play Michael Wilson, and no one wants to play Michael Wilson. All right, I'll answer a few more questions. Real quick, guys, if you're not, a lot of you guys I know you're not in the Discord. You need to get in there. You need to get in there because Ray, what do we call the Discord? It's the
it's
the place to be.
Place to be.
It's what do you call it, Kramer? It was. Come on, Rudy. Come on. We call it the place. The place to be. Yes.
I keep forgetting. He always says, "Come on now, the place to be."
Shout out to the Patreon members real quick. Thank you guys. Also, all you guys in there, it's $2 a month just to get in the Discord. If you want to get access to my bets, it's $5 a month, as well as a bunch of other stuff in the $5 tier. $10 tier gets you even more stuff, free access to the merchandise. There's my record, 77-42. We're making a lot of money. You'll make your money back here before the end of the season. Also, guest appearances on the pod, access to play fantasy leagues with us, with the community. We have 65 people in the Discord right now. The fantasy league is going to be super fun. We're going to start with a NFL playoff fantasy in 3 weeks. Free merchandise, vote on show ideas. Also, just be part of the community. You're also helping support me. So hopefully by midnight or by 12:30, I want 3 of you guys that have been in here, sign up. Show some love. I've been on here 120 straight days. I have 119 out of 120 days. I've been on here 3 hours, 2 hours a night with 7 different guests. All you guys are doing this for free. You know what I'm saying? I want to eventually be able to help out my boys who are putting their time in, sacrificing their time to give this awesome information because we're making you all money. Fantasy calls. The betting is not debatable. The calls we make a lot of calls here. And a lot of you guys missed out on the early takes of, picking, drafting guys. But you all did hear Michael Wilson. And I told everyone AD Mitchell, those are recent calls. Harold Fannin in terms of the early part of the year. But a lot of the guys have panned out, and
hey, London's not coming back, right? He's just.
Well, yeah, we'll answer that question here. Joe Blacko, the fantasy league, to get in the fantasy league, Joe, is the $10 tier. It's all listed on the Patreon. So $10 tier gets you pretty much everything but the guest appearances on the show. So that's probably the most recommended. If you want to really be a professional fanatic and come on the show and get every single perk, there's a couple extra ones there. $10 tier gets you almost everything. So, what the hell is this? That's a good one. Yeah, it's all listed in there, Joe Blacko. Appreciate all you guys. If you could, that'd be awesome. Also, just this community, man, it's just growing. And by next year, this is the first year of the live streams. Show's been going for 5 years, but I didn't really get out to all you guys with the live stream, which is what people like now. And this format's amazing because you guys are controlling the chat and controlling
Love
the
it.
here. Logan, London ain't coming back, my guy. We don't know. Ray, let me ask you this. Do you feel more confident that London comes back or Marvin Harrison? Because we at least have some news on London. Yes, I think London as well, because London is probably going to practice this week. And if not, they're just going to shut him down. We haven't heard anything on Marv. At least this week on Monday, I think it was Monday, we heard that they're hopeful London comes back this week. We have not got that report about Marvin Harrison.
Hey, I mean, you said it yourself about 5 minutes ago, maybe a little more, 10 minutes ago, but when there's no update, that is the worst update.
Right. Yeah. No update is the bad. You got me to pick up Seattle's defense, won me a few weeks ago.
Fuck yes, CK.
Yeah, I can't believe they were still available.
Right?
Thank you,
For real.
CK. Appreciate you guys. I hope London comes back too. Yeah, he plays against Pitts. I would start him just because the matchup's so good against Arizona this week, but it'd be like a wide receiver 3. But it's for the next week. If he comes back and plays 70% of the snaps, we would love London for week 17, which is what I'm
Sorry, I want everyone to understand. The reason I was doing that was that Rob, because in the league that he was in with me, got booted out last week, and I have Pitts.
Yeah.
The only way Pitts continues, at least he won't put up a game ever again this year, at least that he had last week. But even if he puts up 15 to 20, fucking A.
Oh, I can't believe I lost because, dude, I had Drake May. I was going to win. Drake May did nothing in the second half for me. And then I started Adonai Mitchell. Dude, I started Adonai Mitchell. I started Adonai Mitchell in 8 leagues last week.
You know why I'm doing this for that?
And
you know why I'm doing this?
Me? Why?
No. You shouldn't have had Drake May because I fucked myself very early, right away.
Oh. Yeah, and I can't feel bad because I dropped Joe Burrow. I drafted Joe Burrow. I dropped him. He actually
okay, so that's fair. That's fair. It worked out for you. I always
no, it didn't work out for me. It was a bad year. I mean, what's funny is the Ibuka. I traded Ibuka for Neighbors the week he got hurt. Right. Remember the week before he got hurt? But now that doesn't seem that bad because Ibuka hasn't been doing shit.
And he got hurt. Yeah, I mean,
no, and I also had Marv. So I lost Marv, and I lost essentially Neighbors and Marv, and I have George Pickens, who's just become.
Well, Marv still would have been a wash, but Neighbors would never been a wash. So Neighbors is clearly a stud. So.
Oh, good. It wasn't my year. I still won high points for the league, and I didn't get the bye, which is crazy. And so I won. Me and Ben had a side bet. Hey, me and Ben had a side bet, so I did make $50 in that league.
Get raid, man.
Yeah, it's like I want to win that league because I know the most people in it besides the leagues I commission, some of my other home leagues. But I only have 6 home leagues, and I have 30 leagues that are just random public leagues. So I want to win those for the shit talking, and also I'm held in this pedestal by all these people because I'm an expert. I talk all day. Say, guys, fantasy is 33% luck, 33% draft, 33% skill. The skill comes down to start, sit decisions, waiver moves, trades, etc. So 33% of it is luck, and it's. I always say it's more luck when I lose, and then when I win, it's skill. You know what I'm saying? That's what we all.
And now, real quick, what is more luck? For percentage wise out of 100, 50-50 is middle between, because I mean, if you agree with me, it's based on the luck of the game, that week you play, like how your team plays. Because it's like, just say a Jamar Chase for me had, I'm just saying there's a random, like maybe 3 straight weeks of 20 to 30 points and then puts up 5. Like clearly that's just a bad, shitty week. Or is it more lucky to have a healthy team? I'm definitely going, obviously. I mean, I think it's obvious the health, especially now these days.
You know what wasn't lucky? Michael Wilson. Fucking love Michael Wilson. That's probably my best call I've ever made in life. And I do not. If Marvin Harrison does not come back, that call might very well win me like $14,000 because I have Michael Wilson in 12 or 13 or 14 leagues.
So now would it be so off cuff to say that you would be even better off if Marvin Harrison never got hurt and Tucker Kraft never got hurt?
Well, Tucker Kraft, no, but here's the nice thing is I have Fannin everywhere. I was actually backing the only backup I had for Kraft was Fannin, and somehow remember that stretch where he was struggling like week 4 through 6,
and
it was like week 5, yeah. So then I picked up Fannin in a lot of weeks, so that kind of softened the blow a little bit. But no, Tucker Kraft was on the way to be. It would have been McBride, Kraft number 1 and 2 because Warren fell off.
So that's
Kittle
what I'm saying.
Has been fine.
Do you think if Kraft continued just to be a close median of projectile of where he was going? or where Michael Wilson has been, would you, as for your team's been better off having Tucker Kraft be healthy for the rest of the year and being, average of
no, because Michael Wilson's nuclear. Like Tucker Kraft had a couple nuclear games and he played tight end, which was nice.
Right.
But Michael Wilson is literally like he got me buys and with those weeks that he fucking scored 37 points. Right. And then his bad weeks are literally 17. And like I just feel like that's just irreplaceable. And yes, you know what? I can't wait to draft Tucker Kraft next year. I hope he misses a couple weeks to start the year and people get scared. Now he'll probably be going the same range he went this year, 9th round. I'll scoop him up everywhere and people will be scared about the injury. Don't you take them, Ray? Don't take my Tucker Crafts
and Michael Wilson, both of them. I will make sure.
Well, we got to see where Michael Wilson's at next year. We don't
I will take them both 1 and 2 overall, just to fucking Ray and ruin my life.
You might. CK says, can Little in Mile High make a 75-yarder? I think so. I mean, because we've seen him make a 70. Was it 73 in preseason? I mean,
especially if the win was with him. Yes.
Yeah. Mile High wins.
Like,
it's gonna be 60
as long as
right?
it wasn't like a side, like a weird like angled win. It was just straight
63 degrees
at his back. Yeah, like he could 100%. That dude's got a. Now does he have the strongest leg or is it still Aubrey? Like
no, I think Cam Little has a stronger leg, but Aubrey's a controlled strong leg. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yep. Michael.
All right. You're getting into your head too much, bro. Michael, just send me in this video, just give me the thing. We'll get you in the Discord. We'll talk about it. But like I said, you're just going to drive yourself crazy because here's the point. We don't know these players. If you go on Vegas projections, they're all going to be around 54 yards. They're all going to be around plus 180 for anytime touchdown. So like it's literally a coin flip. Like when we're talking about these kind of things.
I know I'm never between you and I the most simplistic person here. Never ever. But I'm going to try to be here in this one. Michael, you got to where you are right now in the playoffs for an X amount of combination of these guys. Okay. Don't over fucking think it. Okay. Just go with your gut. I mean, if you want to listen to us, that's why you're listening to us. I mean, we're wanting to help you. This is what we're here for. We want to help you. But you literally said you're flipping out, driving yourself crazy. Don't overthink this, man. Just go with right now. Just set your lineup, before Thursday's game. Who your lineup got you here, and then just make your decisions. Tweak it from there because it really seems like you're like it. I feel bad, man. You're just freaking yourself out. It feels like it's like just don't overthink this. Simplistic. It just use the guys that got you here, and at that point, make tweaks at that.
And here's the point: is you will get over it. Now, I told this story before, and I'll leave you guys with this one. This one was rough. So last year, I played one $500 league. All the other ones are 250s. So that was my most important league, $4,000 to first place. I had a pretty good year last year, but nothing like this year. I think I ended up winning maybe $1,600. So it's not a great take when I had fucking $6,500 in the pot. But I chose to at 3:00 window. I was favored to win. I needed like 8 points for my flex spot, 10 points, full PPR. I had Calvin Ridley in all week, right? Because he had that nice boom at the end of the year, full PPR. I usually choose a wide receiver. I had Calvin Ridley in all week. My other two options were Jerome Ford, who was coming off a 19-point game and a 21-point game because he was the starter there. Although they were using Pierre Strong, it was still kind of a committee. But they had the Dolphins, which seemed like a really good matchup, but it was also the Browns. And I had it was Ricky Pearsall. No, it wasn't Ricky Pearsall. It was Isaiah Guerrero. Isaiah Guerrero was playing Monday Night Football against the Lions. He was also coming off an injury. So I was like hesitant about that because if he got ruled out, I would have been fucked. So I'm like, I had Calvin Ridley in the whole fucking time. And at like 250, I'm like, I need a safe 9 points. I'll win. And I fucking put in Jerome Ford. The first quarter, he gets like 5 touches. And then the other 2 running backs both mix in. They get two touches each. So like he's splitting work. They end up losing the game 16-0. He gets hurt in the second quarter, gives me 2 points. I lose. Calvin Ridley ends up scoring 15. I lose by 4 points. So I got $1,200 for second place instead of $4,000. So that was a bad decision. And I thought about it so much, and I thought about it too much where I should have just kept fucking Calvin Ridley in. I was like trying to do the math. I was like, give me the safe guy where I should have just played Calvin Ridley. Like it was easy. And it cost me $2,800 and still a good year. But instead of winning $1,600, I would have won $4,000, which would have been a very good year. I would have almost doubled my money, dude. So again, thinking about it too much is not good. That's my one advice I'll leave you with. Everyone in the show here, appreciate you. Jason, I know you're not in here. Thank you for all the supers, bro. You're the shit. Ray, thank you for coming on. Thank you for Hank for doing the beginning of the show. Again, guys, professionalfanatics.com or link in the description for the Patreon if you want to get in the Discord. Like I said, for all you guys that are interested, get in now this year. So once the football season ends, I'm going to, for next year, I'm going to raise the dues a little bit just because the bets have been hitting so much. But if you get in now before the football season's over, you're going to be grandfathered in. You're never going to have to pay more. If you get in the $5 tier, eventually if it's $7.50, you're stuck at $5 forever. So the people that helped me out when I need it most, I won't forget about you guys. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Ray. You're the man. I'm going to play a clip here before we go. Also, here's Helen Hunt. I haven't showed Helen this whole show. Hello, Helen. Say hi. Real quick, if you're wondering about the bets, here we go. Here's the record: 77-42 this year on even odds player props bets.
Fuck around, find out, everybody.
We like that. We like that. Damn straight. And here we go. You love this clip, right?
You stupid fuck! Go buy some sandals! Hey, go buy some sandals! You want to fight? I'll fight you. I haven't fought in 10 years. I'm fighting you. What you got? Let's see. Throw down, bitch. Throw down, bitch.
By the way, dude.
All right.
That if anybody has never seen Justin Long and Zach and Miri make a porno, for the love of God, just after this ends, go to YouTube.
5-minute clip.
What I just said. If you've never seen it.
Also, that is from Strange Wilderness. Ray recommended that to me. It's a pretty good watch. It's a little worse than Grandma's Boy. It's similar to Grandma's Boy, a little worse than Grandma's Boy, but that's a pretty high bar.
It's a cold plastic shithole, but it's so funny.
You're still eating that Chipotle? How long does it take? I know you're talking and shit, but show us how much you have left real quick before we get off. How much do you have left?
Oh, I got half of it left. But that's
you're a nibble, dude. You're like a squirrel. You're just nibbling every morsel. You're enjoying every little flavor.
What do you want me to do? You want me to talk?
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, are you? All
right. Thank you guys.
Everybody,
Michael, send your email in this video thing after this. But appreciate all you guys. Thank you, Ray. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other.
Michael, love you, dude. Michael Hart. He's like shit was classic. He might have meant the pod, but either way, I sort of hope he was meant the what I was talking about. But
no, he was talking about the Gronk.
Oh yeah, that too, dude. By the way,
we will be 10 p.m. Central tomorrow night with the Chaz. Maybe get a little Ray later. Well, he has actually his Halo night, so maybe he can hop on later. But appreciate you guys. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. See y'all tomorrow, 10 p.m. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, chat. You guys are